Let's go. All right, I'm live. Cool, cool. Let me see. So just be yapping. All right, let's see. Folks on Twitter just be yapping. Copy link. Let me let everybody know I'm live. Hey, what's up, Live Chiefess? What's up, Chiefess? All right, copy. Let me share. Yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, y'all. Share. What's up? Most definitely. What's up? We got Kofi. Ayuk. Ayuk. Mm-hmm. We got both. Halito. Hey. OCO. Um. Hau. Hua. Yeah. Hua. Hua. Um. All the stuff. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. All right. Lee. Go live. Go live. Go live. Let me share via DM. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. All right. I know my lineage. Okay. And a Shabi. What's up, Creole girl? I know my lineage. Alrighty. Alright. See where everybody's at. This Incas and Mayans mixed with Spanish. Nope. Hmm. What natives? Natives are where? Natives are just Incas mixed with and Mayans mixed with Spanish. Hmm. You aren't. If I'm asking you, you can prove that you are, Tyler. This ain't about me. Never said I was. Oh, good. Ball Grand Blues. Or a Bonga. Hmm. Wingabo. What's up, Tahonga? Hmm. Anyone born in America is native. That is correct by definition. What's up, Gamble? Peace, peace. What's up, OG? Hmm. Let's get the likes. Yeah, let's get the likes up. We're almost at 1,000. All right, yeah, you just hit 1,000. Let's get up to 2,000. Saturday night. If you were born in America, then you're native. True. True, true, true. That is a fact. American Indian is a political designation, not a race. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Anybody on Instagram? Nope. Nobody on Instagram. We got 52 people on StreamYard. Most people in America today is mixed culture. Mixed with what? What's the mixed culture? What's up, Shebrew? All right, if anybody wants to come up, feel free. Uh, you can request up if you want to. What's up, Groove? Oh, yeah, Groove. Like, yes, keep liking the live. Oh, man. Some comments are filtered to protect the community. I can prove I have a birth certificate for sure. I can prove it. Nope. I sure can't. Mm. What's up, Venus? Thank you for the shares. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Okay. The folks are flocking in here now. All right. What's up, y'all? What's up, Groovy Chick? What's up, Groovy Chick? What's up, Lynn? Oh, thank you. Money gun. You got a money gun. Wow. All right. Start a new goal. I guess we can't change the topic during the live, but subscription goal or start a new goal. Dude, what? Oh, okay. All righty. What's up, Yank? Who's coming up? Ace. Who is Ace? Let's see what this is.
Hey, what's good, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I just want to say that I think Black Americans, I think they're native, they're indigenous to the U.S. Because I'm West African, I'm Senegalese, and I don't claim like Black Americans. I don't want them to identify as like as Africans. I don't think they deserve it there because you need to be born in Africa, you need to grow up here, you need to actually do some stuff for the continent. You can't just like wake up and say, hey, I'm gonna be African. It doesn't work like that. If you come to Senegal, and we're gonna treat you like American. We're not gonna open up our country to you. So I think they should stay there and they should be like native, whatever they got going on. All right, peace out.
Okay. All righty. All right. That's all he had. We got Janine. What's up? We got the Department of Interior.
My name is Brian Mercier, and I am an American Indian, and I can prove it. I am the director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and if you give me a chance, I'll show you that I'm Indian. I got blood quantum. I got all that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put my face on the background just to prove I'm a red man.
For sure. So, for sure. For sure. Janita, you there? Hey, yo.
If you guys look, if you don't look like me, you're not American Indian. You weren't reclassified. You didn't have to drink from the colored water fountains like we did. we were put on reservations and we fought. We were warriors in teepees, and we were building teepees for 40,000 years before the colonizer pulled up. Okay, Darvid.
I wonder if you could hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Janine.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me join.
What's up? What you got, Janine?
Oh, I don't know. My grandmother said we were Indian.
Uh-huh.
And when I look in the mirror, I see something that looks high cheekboned and copper skin colored and what they call that different kind of hair. So yeah, I don't see a lot of people in other continents that look like me, but I see many people here that look like me.
Mm-hmm. Right. For sure. Did your grandma say a tribe or anything?
They say Choctaw, they say Blackfoot, they say Cherokee, and they're from Mississippi Delta area.
Oh, wow. Yeah, shout out to the Delta.
So yeah, I just want to know how I can get some land and get some money and get some of my own stuff and just retire and be happy on my land.
Doing your genealogy, that's the first start.
Yeah, I did it. I did my genealogy, and it takes me back to the 1700s, and then those people look like European people. So I don't know if they had slaves and they migrated with us, but I can trace back to 1700s, but they look European, and my people are brown. So kind of like a something in the middle of the mix. So oil in the mix. There's a fly in the oil.
You doing something?
Yeah, my son was taking out the garbage. He likes to interrupt.
Oh, okay. But Shay, you say you got back to the 1700s. They look European. Were they born in Europe?
I'm not sure. I can only go by pictures and from the ancestry, some of the documents. There was one, I believe, white woman. She had a husband and a lot of other children. Then she had my great grandmother, but she was not for for her husband. She was for someone else that was not white. And that's how I came to understand some of my lineage. But I don't know where they came from.
All righty. So, when it comes to land and things like that, you have to trace back and find land patterns and stuff like that. So you gotta look at the records of your family when it comes to land and things. And you got to go to court to fight for it. So,
Should I start in Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama?
My ancestors are from.
Yeah, wherever they were from, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I will.
Yeah, and if you see the white race on your documentation, that doesn't really mean they're white. That was just a social status. So if you had a certain social status, you had the privileges of being marked as white tea. So
Yeah.
Which is why there was also pale people marked as black, because black is a social status.
Oh, wow.
So for some of the stuff, you're just gonna have to assume. You might just have to assume because not all this stuff is gonna be written down. Like on my tree, it said this man was white tea and he was born in the 1600s in Virginia. But his ancestry doesn't go back to Europe. It just stops out of nowhere. It also says he owns land, but it doesn't say anybody passed him the land. So I'm just assuming that he's an Indian, a free Indians, and he was marked as white.
Yeah, I believe some of those native, indigenous, or whatever we calling them, were pale, a light color skin, because we come in all colors. So they could have been passing for whatever was convenient at the time. But when the babies were born, they came out in all kind of shades.
So the Europeans on my tree don't even have pale skin; they have dark skin. I think I have one or two white tea people on my tree, but almost every other single European on my tree has brown skin.
And a lot of the people from the Americas were taken back over to Europe. And just because it says European doesn't mean it means white tea.
Yeah, what's up?
All Europeans had brown skin. They didn't even have
Exactly. Yes, I agree.
All right, so we got Golden on the stage. We also have Danny on the stage as well. What's up, yo?
But we do have genealogy classes if you want to join the Discord.
Interesting.
When I did my genealogy, I already had most of it because my grandfather was a family historian on one branch. And when my mother got married to my dad, my grandfather made it his business to find out who she was before they got married. And when we tested our haplogroups on each end, my haplogroup, my mitochondrial haplogroup with for my mother's side, of course, it was a certain number. And then on my dad's side, one of my first cousin tested, and they were the exact same haplogroup. And we found that so interesting because my grandfather contended that, you know, most of us were from the same nations or tribes. And if we weren't originally from those nations or tribes, we intermixed because, you know, when they warred against each other, the chief would take a woman from the tribe that they beat. And I know Chief Powhatan, he was my grandfather in many, many ways, him and his brother. But that's what Chief Powhatan did. And not only him, Montezuma did the same thing. So a lot of us are connected by blood because these chiefs took many women, not even necessarily wives, and they had children with them, and it was to preserve the peace of the land. So when I hear our people, first of all, one of the things I can't stand to hear is when somebody says, I'm full-blooded this, I'm full-blooded that. That's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
Unless your people were on a reservation and never intermingle with other people, which would almost probably be leading to some incest.
Or impossible.
That's the only way anybody is full-blooded. That's how, without a shadow of a doubt, I know the natives, so-called natives, are frauds. Not to mention what my family passed down through oral history, you know, and even what they say themselves, they came from across the Bering Strait. That makes you Siberian, okay? And then they have different, they have different tales they tell. But ultimately, when I see some of these so-called Indians on here telling us who we are and who we're not, they always forget that they have not created anything. They haven't invented anything. They have no proof that they are the original people here other than what the colonizer taught them and everybody else. That's all they have to stand on. And I'm just happy, y'all. I'm 58 years old. My grandparents, they were doing this way back in the 70s. And the reason why they kept quiet, we had a cousin, Greg. He was taken behind a wall of Wieners. Y'all remember Wieners? He was taken behind a Wiener store and had aluminum foil shoved down his throat because he refused to go along with Jesse Jackson's African American thing. He was one of us that would go around screaming, "We the Indians, we the Indians." They killed him. That was my cousin. And
Unalive.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Also, push in the chat, y'all.
Yes, I'm sorry, but that's all I want to say because I'm not very TikTok savvy and I don't want to get this live flag. I think this is great what y'all are doing, and y'all keep up the good work. Y'all are our future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. What's up, Danny? I know you've been up here.
Yeah, I kind of just hopped on because I saw the can you prove that you're Native American? I did some research. I know
Yazir,
from
don't you hear a
myself
woman speaking?
personally,
Oh, my bad.
Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, my grandmother has always told us that she was Choctaw, and just having conversations with her, I got to speak with her to hear about how her grandmother was Choctaw. Her grandmother was born in Arkansas around, I believe it was like 1830. And then she migrated to Mississippi. And so I wasn't really aware about like how the Native Americans were pushed into Oklahoma at the time. But when I looked and just did some Google research, it kind of fell in line with what my grandmother was telling me about her grandmother. More so that instead of going to Oklahoma, she moved to Mississippi. And so when I started doing my own genealogy, I actually found records where my grandmother's daughter went to apply to be a part of the Choctaw Nation, but they rejected her during that time. And she put on the document the amount of Choctaw from her mother and her father's side. So and my grandmother didn't know about those papers or anything, but she knew from her grandmother that she was Choctaw. So, yeah.
that's beautiful. All right, Yazir, you can go ahead.
All right. Hi. How's everybody doing?
Good.
All right.
Good. For me, I feel like sometimes here in America to prove your identity is so hard amongst our people. Because for me, everybody have 4 grandparents, and our grandparents have different bloodlines. So for me, in my bloodline, like I consider myself an African Native American because my family history is Jamaican Haitian, but they come from Lafayette, Louisiana. And then in Alabama, we have the Creek Nation. And in still Alabama, you guys can Google this as well. His name was Nimrod Long in Seal, Alabama. His slaves were Yuchi from Creek Nation. And that's part of my heritage. But it's a bit hard trying to explain who you are dealing with us as people.
Hey,
That's how I
cousin,
feel.
my granddaddy was Yuchi too.
Yes, and then like my family, I have family in Ohio and also in Oklahoma, and their last name is Long, but that comes from Nimrod Long, who had us as slaves in Seal, Alabama. The memorial is still there if you guys want to Google it. But I consider myself an African Native American because of my father. He's Jamaican Haitian, and so he's Taino. So I feel like I'm indigenous to Africa, and I'm also indigenous to the Americas.
Come up here, Johnny M. Depp. You talking a lot in the comments. Come up here and get muted, or get muted, because we're not doing this babble in the comments.
As by white tea people, most of the colonizers on my tree have brown skin.
Really?
That's right. You're right. It was not them. They came in and benefited after we finished fighting with each other. That's what they did.
And you have to like put in perspective that during that time, it wasn't too many people who were white tea. Most people of European descent also were of color as well.
Right.
Came over.
The people we call white tea right now, they came on, most of their ancestors, if they came in before the 1800s, they came in on ships, standing up through the, what is it, Isle of Wight, and what's the other one? Come on, somebody help me.
It's Island, man.
Ellis Island.
Ellis Island, yeah.
Yeah, because Ellis Island was also a place where they had incubator babies, and some of them come from babies that were created.
We know what that was. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have a white tea person on your tree and it's like in the 1800s, some of those pictures are fake too. So,
but have y'all looked into the census, like my great parents, they're classified as mulatto.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Right. And then you notice as you go through every 10 years, you know, I noticed one of my grandparents' families, my grandmother, her dad and mother, they were calling themselves, of course, Indians. And that was changed right away. And the reason I know that is because I went over to Fort Worth and got the actual census record. So I didn't read that mess they put on Ancestry. They ripped that down so much you don't get to see what your ancestors said. When you go in and look what they wrote, look at what they wrote, it most of the time is not what is shown on that quick document. So it's important to go over to those archives. In Texas is Fort Worth. I'm in Oklahoma now, but I did most of my research in Texas because that's where we had our land patents. We had 4 land patents in Texas, and all of them ended up in Texas. They came from Mississippi, Florida, and Louisiana. They ended up in Texas because they did not want to go on the Trail of Tears.
But David, are you Native American?
No.
Not yet. Oh,
Who the hell is David? Who the hell is David?
Oh, I mean, I can't. David.
David. Is David like, yeah. Oh, I'm an Indian. I mean, I'll be Native.
I'm not no native either. I'm an Indian. Anybody can be a native. Anybody born here is a native of America. If you were born on this soil, that's why I'm like these.
That's not true. Can't no Caucasian person ever call themselves a native.
No, listen, by definition, sweetie, I know what you're saying, but by definition, native means you were born on a certain soil. It don't mean you came from. That's your land. And that's why I'm calling it tricknology. The $5 Indian, they buying that, or these Siberians, they buying it. If you go and look, why would you call yourself a native when anybody can be a native? We are indigenous or aboriginal. We the first people on the land. Anybody can be a native.
Not even aboriginal, just original, because ab means
right. Right, you're right. I stand corrected. Thank you.
You good, boo. You good.
We foundational Black Americans.
It's hard though. You know, we standing on a fine line between the world we live in when we're communicating with people, when we move around out here. Y'all know most of us don't know a thing about what we talking about. So if you try to use that language with them, you're gonna lose them. And that's the language I speak every day. So when I come into these forums, it's kind of hard for me to code switch, but I can do it. Thank you for checking me on that, because you are right.
No problem. Richard, we got new people on the panel. We got Black and we got Xander.
What's your tribe?
It's the Scalpahoe tribe.
I just came to that, but
I got family out of Mississippi that's Blackfoot Indian. Like I can show and prove that.
For sure. For sure. What brings you up here, Xander? Where you from? Oh, he gone. He didn't expect me to say that. I had Scalpahoe tribe. Yeah, you fuck around up here, you're gonna get scalped. But Yearly. But yeah, anybody else? Anybody want to say anything? Anybody else want to come up? Feel free. Feel free to request up.
Also, to answer the question, I can prove that I'm Native American, but I'm not a part of any tribe, so I don't carry a tribal card. I have my genealogy and my records, birth certificates, land patents is my proof, but I don't show them off because when I did that out of excitement, somebody tried to duplicate and pull themselves into my life. So I learned quick. You don't go out showing all your stuff just because people trying to make you prove something, because most of the time there's someone there who wants to steal what you show them so they can try to connect themselves in. Because believe it or not, people are applying for these tribes, whether they belong or not. And just because I'm not interested in it doesn't mean someone else isn't, especially when they're getting, some of them are getting checks. They getting paid. So a lot of people, of course, I know the scamming is big and bad right now. So you got to be careful. Don't share everything. Make sure you read your documents before you pick them up.
Look, yeah, Lataria. Yeah, Tauntionist is another word to describe people that's from here originally. But keep in mind, American Indian is not for our people. Not. Oh yeah, it is accurate. Okay. What's up, New Air? How many American is a much older term. That's a fact, Lataria. Let's get up to 20,000 likes, y'all. Let's keep the likes going. Let's share the live out. Oh, let me mute the meeting. Her background is too loud. Let's share. If y'all want to come up, request up. And if you're done speaking, you can feel free to drop down as well.
What did you guys say about mulatto again? What was
it means Indian mixed with Indian, or it can just mean Indian, because that's how a lot of tribes were able to identify their people, just through the term mulatto.
Okay, because I definitely saw that on my dad's side, where a person first identified as mulatto, and then the following census, it was then Negro. And then, of course, it went down to Black.
It also depends on where you're at, too.
They were in South Carolina.
That can mean damn near anything, but like it means mixed with Black and white in South Carolina.
Okay.
Virginia meant Indian. It can mean Indian mixed with Indian or Indian mixed with white. In Maryland, it meant Indian. In Alabama, it meant Indian, because it's in law that states mulatto meant Indian in Alabama. All sorts of things. So it depends on where you're at too.
Okay.
But I know the Piscataway, they told me personally, like the people that were listed as mulatto in like Charles County, Maryland, or like St. Mary's, were classified as the people that were classified as mulatto in those areas were Piscataway. That's how they were able to bring their families together. Like, oh, you had this mulatto term, so you're an Indian, and things like that. So yeah.
Do y'all have people in your tree that have no race at all? They're not marked as race.
Yeah, they assume that they're white when they do that, but they literally could be from anywhere when they're blank. Yeah, because if you look at because ancestry will assume that they're white, or family search will assume that they're white if it's blank. Yeah.
White tea people, as usual.
Yes, I can. What's up, Quinn? What's up?
I have a question. What do other people feel about the term African American? Because I was called that. I was on a live. I'm not gonna get a name, but I was on a live, and they asked me to. They asked me, was I from America? Then they asked me another question. And they asked me another question, basically the same question. And they asked me, do I believe that Black people are from America, your color? And I was like, man, like, you mean brown people? Like, he said Black people. I was like, okay. Like, it was going in circles, but I don't think that we the same people as them. I don't think that we the same people.
Okay, for sure. As Africans or as natives?
I think we come from brown people, but I don't think we the same people.
Okay, all right. No, I can't. Being a foster child, all my records were lost. Janice Dieter, something about a flood, the Illinois River. Wow. Thank you. Thank y'all for the gifts. You got the money dispenser right there. The money GUN gift. What's up, All American?
What do you think they look at when they see that they just they have to like say Black, or they do they have like a default? They just say African. You're from Africa, or I'm trying to understand how do they think though?
Well, yeah, when racially, people assume outsiders that's not us, right? That's not Americans, right? They see black, they automatically equate it to African. So
this might be off topic, but do you think that it was colonizers of a different color other than white?
yes. There's still people that have melanated colonizers today. So yes.
I mean, they just don't want to like say, "Hey, we all pitched in." Yeah.
It's hard to find a group of people that didn't pitch in the colonization at this point. Yeah.
I mean,
heard Indian tribes colonizing other tribes. So
Exactly. So yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to find a group of people that haven't. So the only people I can believe that ain't done nothing to colonize other people are got that Senegalese, and they've been isolated for goddamn who knows how long. So.
I mean, information is like you can read it everywhere now. So I mean, some of that stuff, I mean, it's kind of questionable. I had asked somebody, what do they think that, what do they think that, like the people from here that say that from here, like where do they come from though? They come from a blend. Like where do they come from? Like a blend of people from like the who assimilated and with people of a certain color and overthrew the people. I'm trying to say it in a way that's not sounding bad, but they assimilated with people and overthrew other people that were not of the same color and called them all black.
you mean
So
white people?
I think
Why didn't you just say white people?
or colonizers.
Yo, bro, have you ever taken a genetics class?
Yeah.
Do you know that Caucasian people is a recessive disorder?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't color is just nothing. Nobody is a color.
Okay, man. It's I don't want to say it like that because I mean I don't want to be offensive, but I mean nobody's a color, but we're classified as a color. So I mean
That because okay. But I'm not a color. I'm melanated, but I'm not colored.
I mean I could say I'm brown too, but I mean but that wouldn't that would just be told no I'm not.
Okay, then so you have black and white. Why Asians don't call themselves white? Why Indian people don't call themselves black? They're just strictly Indian, Asian, with no color.
That's a good question, though.
Because they refused. Well, they gave Asians. They gave them yellow. They refused to be called yellow.
True. That's true. And why you think that a lot of Indians over here hate to be called red?
Because that they don't. That sounds offensive. Like saying black.
What are these questions you're asking? I'm so
It sounds offensive like saying black, but I mean,
I'm tuning out of this conversation.
What are you talking? What are these questions you're asking? We're so confused. The topic is, can you prove you're Native American? Yeah, we don't know what you're talking about.
Can I prove? I mean,
that's what the topic is.
I can't like. How do you mean prove it?
Were you born in America?
Yes.
All right then. Then you're Native American.
Bill do talk about it in the comments. What is going on here?
They they get triggered and they want to play some deflection games.
Can you prove? I mean, you can't. You can prove slavery.
What's up, Tyron?
It did, but I mean,
man, we ain't got to address what the hell Bill talking about. We ain't got to address what Bill's talking about.
He's like, can you prove you need reparations? Can you prove your ancestors were slaves? Like, what are you talking about, sir?
Right, because he's seen this. I guess he can't prove that he's Native American, so yeah, you know how they go. You know how they do. Deflect.
I wish I don't know if they're probably in here, but one of them probably in here.
Who? A native?
Yeah, they scroll around. They have something to say.
We'll see. You know, the night's still young. It's raining on the East Coast, so that's why I'm in the house. But yeah, no question. The question is, family is indigenous to America because Europeans are Native American. Hello, caption like pronunciations, please. Punk's not punctuations. But my bad. Go ahead.
I was just thinking that there's no way TPs could be indigenous to the Americas due to all them hurricanes we be having over here. That your house finna get blown away. Like, what are you talking about? All them hurricanes in Louisiana and all near the water over here, and I'm supposed to believe Louisiana had TPs. Really?
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I know we talk shit about PPs and shit, but people talk shit. I don't really do. There's some nice TPs. I'm not gonna lie. You could have a nice TP.
For like nomadic tribes and stuff. And from what I researched, most of the tribes in the South were not nomadic.
Yeah, for sure.
Why y'all laughing? I'm just saying. Them hurricanes are brutal. I don't know how anybody's surviving in a teepee.
I mean, they make teepees out of like wood and stuff too. Well, now at least. I don't know about back, or before, but they make I've seen like modern teepees, and they look nice.
I was gonna ask a question. Do they build those with like 2x4s and stuff?
They could. You could.
No. I mean, I don't know what kind of materials they use.
TP, like a modern TP, would be good if you lived in like the Caribbean or something. You could do it in wood and build it kind of off the ground.
Yeah. Well, indigenous Americans are African Americans. I get what you're having to say. I get what you're saying, but yeah. What's up, Ish? The hurricane hit worse over there. I was about to say, yeah, hurricanes hit pretty bad in the Caribbean. TPs are 10.
Yeah, but modern, like Darby was saying, the modern TP wouldn't be made out of like that material that you be seeing in the pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, TP 10. Yeah, they're 10. Yeah, basically TPs are basically 10, so you can deck them out now. Basically make it turn the TP into like a cabin, honestly.
I mean, they make them like forts and stuff, don't they?
Hey, what's up, Haley?
Those little houses, those little shack houses or whatever in the Caribbean, I think.
What's up? Oh, we got MIA up here. What's up?
What's up, y'all? What's up? I just wanted to add on the TP question that Venus was talking about, or the statement she was basically making. Like, basically, when they would have tornadoes in like Oklahoma or Texas or wherever, most of their most of their homes was dug halfway or majority of the way in the ground. And they would use like this little clay, like the clay substance or the clay that you find under the dirt and stuff like that when you dig so far.
Yeah.
They use most of that to basically mold it like a drywall or something like that.
Fish shells, yeah. So it make it harder
Texas and Oklahoma don't really get hurricanes where there's flooding 3 feet and the winds are so severe you'll be blown away. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why they basically used to put it
out like hurricane areas. I don't think Oklahoma and Texas are really hurricane areas.
Yeah, it's more so like a tornado alley and stuff like
tornado, yeah. They had to worry about the tornadoes and shit.
So they used to dig it in the ground, and they used to make like certain like sleeping chambers underground, so they wouldn't be affected by the weather above type stuff. And then still to this day, most Asians do the same techniques where they build their shelters halfway in the ground and halfway above ground. It's basically like a hidden shelter.
Like little igloos and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't technically say an igloo. I could pull a picture up.
Well, the chat is talking about Texas gets hurricanes. So y'all
on the side that borders Louisiana.
It's like Texas.
They probably talking about Houston, Texas.
Yeah, the coast. Yeah, the coast. Near the coast, they get hurricanes. Near the coast, yeah.
Because Houston floods a lot, just like New Orleans.
What you say about Texas? You already know the Texans how they come. What you say about Texas? Nah, but
I have a question though. You said they it's not like I mean, how they all fit under there? They all just sit under there and like they just
they would build enough space, right?
Underground cities or something like that. I'm about to basically show y'all the modern version. This
makes sense because I don't.
Stuff like Houston.
The Pell people are all in underground cities right now. I don't think they built it.
This is more so like the modern version. Certain groups in Asia do this technique still.
That looks nice.
And then they'll throw a lot of bamboo over the top. And basically like do like cross patterns with the bamboo to where it'd be stable for them to walk across on top with leaves and stuff. But they have, they have multiple designs.
I mean, that's
those like on the background are fake, but I did see that they did have similar structures like the Indians did that were underground.
Yeah, you can still watch videos on YouTube today of modern day Asians making this same stuff right here, but they making a bit more luxury, like putting pools and stuff on the inside. Yeah.
It looked like it's a little. I mean, it's a little too much. Is that a waterfall?
I mean, don't think of it like with a pool. I mean, it's more so like water source. They connected bamboos to like a little river they have. Some little.
I found out that they be
connected bamboo to.
I found out that they be pausing the video and bringing in construction equipment to make those. That's why I said those are fake, but the Indians did have something similar that they actually did themselves.
We had like shotgun houses, basically communal houses.
Yeah, basically think of something like a big.
They do. LOL. LOL. All right, so he comes by. What the hell? Who listens to Gracie Corner in the background? What's up? But yeah, if anybody wants to come up, feel free. Feel free. Let's see. You got something back. All right, cool. Hi there, everyone. What's up,
Like
Sunday?
for the one that I have pulled up, the bigger picture. Yeah, the bigger picture. This one is half up and half inside the ground. The rest of them are above ground.
What's up, Mother Nurture? Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, still to this day they do stuff similar to this also. So that's all I just wanted to come up and say, y'all. I ain't want to take up too much time.
All right, for sure. Yeah, anybody wants to come up, feel free. Where DYT? Where are the natives? Where are the Africans? We had one up earlier. Oh yeah, there's one app. He's like, yeah, just go here to be a native. Don't stop trying to be African. Like, we don't even want to claim y'all. I was like, wow. Where are the Pan-Africans for that? We don't want to claim you. Those houses look cool, just don't set up around tectonic plates. True. But I was about to say, our people mainly built like communal houses and stuff like that. So
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was asking, "Oh, what tribe does your TP have?" I'm like, "Well, I don't. I mean, my people wouldn't survive if they was building a TP over here. Is it so?"
I would run that in there right now. What's up, HT? Yeah, I was just like, yeah, we build like communal houses and stuff like that. So, and the Haudenosaunee, they'll go to long houses. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, actual homes and shit. So with floors and stuff like that. You just go to somebody's crib. Basically what a row house looks like today. Man. What's up? What they talk about on StreamYard? Had to ban a scam African. But yeah, the natives dropped a song on us yesterday, so I think I'm gonna play that for y'all.
I think it wasn't he rapping or something in that song.
Yeah, hold on, I got y'all.
The rap is ours. You see how they be in.
The natives dropped on us. Hold on. And the Pan Africans dropped a song too. Hold on, let me mute myself on yeah, I don't think I need to mute myself on StreamYard. This they hit classic. Hold on, stream. One second. Turn this down a bit. They hit classic. Pretending. You're pretending. You're a wild, oh, you're a pretending. You're a wild, oh, you're a pretending. Why won't you take a DNA test? Show us your blood quantum, even though it's racist. Why don't you speak your native language? Your ancestors came on slave ships. 23andMe disciple. Skip Gates is my idol. The test is better than the Bible. Just say you're African before I bite you. You're pretending. Hey yo. You're pretending. You're pretending. Your grandma lied about her long silky hair. You're 20% white, so that's all we got in there. 7% Nigerian, but you don't even care. Admit that you're from Africa and stop being scared. Show your results so we can see that you're a spit kid Bantu just like me. You're pretending. You're pretending. You're wild, you're pretending. You're wild, you're pretending.
silky hair. You're 20% white, so that's how it got in there. 7% Nigerian, but you don't even care. Admit that you're from Africa and stop being scared.
This man think he what's his name? What's his fucking name? Y'all know that pop singer I'm talking about. What Ed Sheeran, the native Ed Sheeran. What's his fucking name? Y'all know that pop singer I'm talking about. What Ed Sheeran. You got self. Hold on. Yeah, the Pan Africans dropped some shit too.
You're in it. You got self. You're in it. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. You got self. Hey, you're an African. You got self. Hey, you're an African. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. You say you Indian, and that's why we attack. Save Africa, we ain't never going back. Staying in the States, cause all we do is cap. Marching with a bacon and RPG flag. Fuck the boom, I'm addicted to that snow bunny cooch. Super freaky, I didn't let her lick on my gooch. Said my grandma's a liar, and I think that shit is cool. Your granny ain't me, you just look like a fool. You got self. Hey, you're an African. You got self. Hey, you're an African. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. Why you so embarrassed? Just admit that we were slaves. I can't even trace my lineage back. Fuck up in the tree. Let's put Africa on the map. Just making shit up on your tree. Just go and take the 23 and me. Finally, to the motherland and DFP, but it's the panic me to sell your ass a fucking pipe dream.
All right, no, it's not pause. Hold on. What's up?
Play well, this song been written, but can I play it for the
Yeah,
family,
go ahead.
for those that
Go
ain't
ahead.
heard it yet?
Yeah, for sure. Hold on. Let me mute myself. Go ahead.
Out to you too, my bad.
Nah, you good. You good. Can I make it get fetching, y'all? Before we do that, I made those songs with AI. I gave them a banger, maybe. Hell no. She said, hell no.
Really hitting. That's why I'm like, even in that first one that you had sent me, and when you were talking about they taking the DNA, even though the DNA, even though they don't believe it, or even though it's like some bullshit, I'm like, wait a minute, they just debunked the shit right there. Like, hell no.
I like, it's only a few people that call me like, hey, you made this, right? I was like, yeah. That's how stupid they sound.
Facts.
Stupid they fucking sound, yeah. Go ahead. I got you.
This from Grassroots. He be on here. It's one of his partners that recorded this song back in, I can't remember what year he had told us, but like dude been on some indigenous shit, but I want y'all to check it out too. It's on my page, it's the pinned song. So yeah, we about to check this out for y'all. Run it back.
Might well put an ad in the paper, gonna go get everybody. I'm accurate in this hoe, cuz now I see why they running from the tutelary. On a soldier military, masters up the tutelary. No milk, crunch berry. Old rusty pocket knife, traveling with a conquistador.
Shout out to Carmelo.
Espanol, so I told him me a more. Me a Choctaw, compadre Chickasaw. He from Mississippi, and he can't stand them rap niggas. Say them boy better not come around in with all that drippy, or it's gonna get sticky. Meditate speaking with Denmark VC with the sword and the Felici on the mics and Javisi, and we pray Jehovah Nisi. The ship is getting leaky and his voice is getting squeaky. He's feeling the frequency of the Siddiqui.
Somebody asked you to turn it up a bit, CR.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to let that.
Sound like Turali, like Sankofa Glorioso, Customized Sway Sulfurs. When we say I shake, we show respect. If he go against divine order, we chop his neck. If he try to sneak across the border, we chop his legs. My feng shui is grab the machete, scramble his eggs. Gorilla hop on a mongoose, hop on the pigs. Be a Choctaw, compadre Chickasaw. Him from Mississippi, and him can't can't stand them rap niggas, say them boys better not come running with all that drippy. Oh, it's gonna get sticky. Meditate, speaking with Denmark, VC, with the sword and the Felici on the Mixie and Javisi, and we pray Jehovah-Nisi. The ship is getting leaky and his voice is getting squeaky. He's feeling the frequency of the Siddiqui. Yeah.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, y'all feel free to share that out. If you want to clip it, you can. You hear me? Because it was given to me to be able to share. Oh, let me stop that. But yeah, it was given to me to share with the family, so that's what I'm doing for y'all too. You hear me? And we gonna make sure we getting our narrative out, because I know y'all was hearing what he was saying too. So yeah, family, we got our own shit, you dig, along with the with all the rest of the songs that people been dropping lately. So yeah, family, we gonna let these people know who we is. Shout out to you, nigga. That was like the ultimate troll doing that shit. I ain't gonna hold
Yeah, for sure. I trolled the fuck out. Shit, I even convinced people that somebody actually made the fucking song. Yeah, niggas actually made the goddamn song. They're like, what the fuck is this? I made a song about Big Back too. Hold on.
Yo, you posted the Big Back on Twitter, right?
Because
No.
nobody on Twitter knows who Big Back is.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, hold on. Let me turn. Yeah, Big Back. I was like, somebody should have knew. Like, they know Big Bag. They should have knew I made this song. Hold on. Oh yeah. I was like,
A big snack, and you know it's a Big Mac, 'cause Big Mac, Big Mac. You know I can't see my feet. 'Cause I need all the bites in me. I sound like Darth Vader when I breathe. I'm just a little hefty, can't you see? 'Cause I'm a big bag, and you know I need a big snack, and you know it's a Big Mac. 'Cause I'm a big bag. Only time I leave the reservation is when I make my reservations. I'ma eat it all without the reservations. Eat it for two, just to show my dedication. 'Cause I'm a big bag, I need a big snack, and you know it's a Big Mac. 'Cause I'm a big bag, big.
I can't wait to see his ass again. Where Big Bag been?
Reservation is when I make my reservations. I'ma eat it all with the fucking reservations. Eat it for two, just to show my dedication. 'Cause I'm a big bag, you know I need a big snack, and you know it's a Big Mac. 'Cause I'm a big bag, big. Okay.
Hey yo. Yeah, people. I got people in the comments. People in the comments talking about I got them. Hey yo. It's like you got me. Hell yeah. You figured that one was you. Yeah, there's like, yeah, that was I made the Wabo Pretendian song, and I made the Pan African song. That RBG flag bar was actually that something happened. I saw a video on Twitter. They was marching. There was a YT woman right next to this one guy. Yeah, all those RBG flags. Marching with Becky in an RBG flag. That's something that's actually happened. Damn, I trolled. Damn, I done trolled everybody with that song. I don't know. I thought people would have caught on with some of the bars in there. With some of the bars in there, like I'm a 23andMe disciple. Skip Gates is my idol. The test is better than the Bible. Say that you're African before I bite you. Spit Kid Bantu. Oh man, you thought they could make a song that could sound halfway that good or sound remotely close to that? Hell no. But yeah, if anybody wants to come up, feel free. Say the song. Pass the peace pipe. We need to calm our nerves. Hey, somebody comment. But yeah, where everybody at? Who else in here? Who else in here? Monopoly. Just join. What's up? Go ahead. Go ahead, Yazoo.
Yo, Darvin, how do you feel about like Gullah Geechee people? How they classify themselves?
I don't have no feeling. But so I know some of them say they're indigenous, some don't. So and some say both.
Yeah,
So I ain't.
yeah, because I have a friend I went to college
What
with,
up, what up,
and
y'all?
he's from
What's up?
Savannah, and he's just so confused about it because everybody's just saying they're African in native or they're just straight native.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, when I researched it, I researched Gullah as being like a tribe from Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and Geechee coming from that river that's in South
Yep, the
Carolina.
Ogeechee.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Geechees are actually Uchi. Ogeechee means river of the Uchi.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's confused because he don't know what he is. But his grandmother, she speak Geechee. It's almost like Creole, like what I speak, and it's crazy.
All right. Okay, so United States is Central America, right?
It's North America. Ain't no such thing as Central.
Okay, and everything below that is South America, right?
Yeah. Well, below Mexico is South America. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be crazy to say that the Mexicans are indigenous Native Americans, right?
To Mexico, sure.
Which is South America.
North. Mexico's North America.
Well, you know what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just my proof right there.
Because you're Mexican?
Geographically, if you look at where we from, we Native American.
Because you're born in America, sure. Yeah.
Because my Hispanic heritage as well.
Your Hispanic heritage.
Yeah.
Okay. What tribe are you from?
Aztec, Mayan, Olmec.
Aztec, Mayan, Olmec. On both sides?
Yep, I could probably trace it back to the Olmecs.
On both sides?
Nah, not on my mom's side. My mom's side is more like American, but still Mexican. My mom's from New Mexico. My dad is from Mexico.
Oh my gosh. Declassified Moroccans. What's up, C3 mommy? But yeah, those who just come in, I played the Native Americans' greatest new hit. But yeah, I was about to say, okay.
But like the point I'm trying to get across though is like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Comanches, the Apaches, they was all just different tribes. They wasn't just one umbrella that they was under. They was just a bunch of different fucking tribes spread out across America. So when we say Native American, we talking about just a different tribe. Like some of the Apaches was cousins with the Aztecs and the Mayans. They was just living over there. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all that is. That's all that is.
That's all they did. Okay, for sure. So the treaties when it's when the treaties when they I'll show the treaties when the Indians signed the treaty. There's plenty of treaties that were Indians signed. Which one? What year? 1600, 1700, 1800? Like what year?
So the Apaches weren't always cousins with the Aztecs. The Aztecs were colonizing different tribes. My boyfriend, he's indigenous. He's partly indigenous to Mexico. On his tree, on his tree, his Spanish ancestors mixed with his Aztec ancestors, and then those mixed Spanish Aztecs went over to New Mexico, and they were unaliving the Apaches and the Pueblos.
Bam.
And mixing it in
Told
with
you.
them. So
Told you. It wasn't all sweet. It wasn't all sweet and butterflies and sugars and candies, bro. Like that, people had beef out the ops.
Huh? What is going on?
People took that tribe stuff seriously back then, bro. You can't just go into somebody else's territory back in the day. Heck no.
which is why I don't know. We keep saying Mexicans are indigenous to the USA when they would have been casted out by the tribes because that was their territory. So I don't know why people keep saying that.
What's up? What's up,
Because
Max?
it's true though. Because some of the tribes did intermingle and
Again, if modern day
interbreed.
Mexicans came over here back then, they would have been unalived for passing in Indian territory. So they're indigenous to Mexico, not the USA area.
Yeah, but I'm
Yet they
talking
make up
about.
40%. Yet they
you
make
gotta
up
think
40%
about-
of the people on reservations.
You
That's
got to
interesting.
think about eras. I'm talking about when the Aztecs and the Mayans were flourishing because they weren't around at that point during the Confederate War and all that. The Aztecs and Mayans weren't around at that point. I'm talking about before they got the disease, before they got the disease, before they got invaded by Spain. They were the culture in this part of the world.
Talking about.
I'm talking about the Aztecs and the Mayans. If you're not gonna follow me, then don't
Aztecs
try
and
to
Mayans
argue.
were Not the Aztecs and the Mayans. You're talking about they weren't in the USA during the Confederate Wars. They were. They had already mixed into the West Coast tribes.
Can I
No,
say
this
something?
is that's after the fact of them getting obliterated by disease. What are you talking about?
Obliterated by disease, they mixed into other tribes.
Can I speak on that? What I was saying in the comments.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's up, host?
What's up?
What's up? The reason I say all the Indians are they are declassified Moors.
Hold on, Mimi.
Also, I don't hear all that background noise.
God damn. Hello. But yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Okay, the reason I say that is because if you look at every treaty that every Indian tribe signed a peace treaty with the United States, they were stateless. They were stateless. You feel me? We talking about statehood. They were stateless, and it states in every treaty that every Indian say they Indian sign is gonna tell you that this is they adopted name, and we all can agree that if my mother adopted me, she is not my blood mother. Right?
What are you talking about, bro?
If you look at the
The
culture
Moors
of
are
Native
the
Americans,
Indians.
The Indians are what? Hold on.
All you have to, all we have to
Yeah,
do is pull the treaties up. You feel me? Just pull up the treaties. The treaties are the world courts. You feel me? They are international law that can't be argued with. The treaties were made the treaties were made
So what?
just
So
because
why did it take so
Go
long
ahead.
for Moors to get a treaty? Why did it take so long for the Moors to get a treaty?
we wrote the treaties.
What treaties?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
What
I mean,
treaties?
all of them damn near, except for the treaties.
All of them.
Except for the treaties with the Kingdom of Morocco. Those are we didn't write those treaties.
Are you sure? Are you
The Kingdom of Morocco.
Wait,
Listen, the Kingdom of Morocco is in Africa. You
Are
feel
you
me?
trying to
That's
imply
dealing-
that treaties are a good thing?
Yes,
I
they
hope
are
not.
protected.
But the treaties are the reason why most Indians lost their land.
Yes, because because the Indians agreed to take up on an adopted name
which is what? It don't protect you in the treaties. Only
Indians
the
did not agree
Moroccans
to
are
anything.
protected in the treaties, good people.
What? Only the Moroccans. So what makes the Moroccans more special than the Indians?
Because they got
The
a better
Indians
signed
are
contract.
stateless. We talking about statehood. We not talking about how we feeling. We talking about statehood. Anybody
So
who
where's
tell
your
you what
state
state
at?
That's why
Hold
to
on,
this
one
day,
second, one second,
look,
one
check
second,
this out,
one
check
second.
this
Hold
out.
on, tight. Hold on. What state? What state did the Moors have?
we had the whole land mass.
What's the whole
Everybody know
land
this.
mass? What's the whole land mass?
This whole continent that they call North America.
So who called themselves Moors?
The Moroccans. What is a Moor's nationality? Moroccan, right?
Yeah,
Aren't the
where's
pieces?
Morocco
Listen,
at? Where's Morocco at?
not the kingdom. Not the kingdom. See, they got the kingdom with the red flag with the green star to throw you out.
Hold on.
Yawn.
The most people who have Moroccan DNA who are Indians, they will typically have Spanish or French DNA because the Moroccans were mixing with the Spanish and the French. If you do not have
And the
Spanish or French,
Portuguese.
and the Portuguese too. If you don't have that on your tree, if you don't have Spanish, Portuguese, or French on your tree, then you probably do not have any type of Moroccan DNA. So what are you talking about?
Why don't y'all just post your DNA on the
No,
Ancestry?
we're not talking to you. Why are you coming off the thing to interrupt?
Right.
Unless you have
You're
something
not-
to say about Moors.
Mm.
You can come off mute, Junior, but do you have Spanish, French, or Portuguese DNA?
If you pull up the treaties where the Indians were adopted, they adopted name is Indian. You can't make it
No,
up
it's
because
not.
it's in the treaties.
No,
Show
it's
me
not.
it's not. Show me it's not. You the host.
So
Show me and send me your cash app if I'm wrong.
So why would the Indians be called kings and queens? In
They
treaties?
never was. What land
Yes,
did
they
they
were.
come from? What land did they
America.
come from?
America.
When did America
Have you
become
ever-
a country? When did America become a country?
The United States, when did it become a country?
Yes.
1776.
No, in 1507. Do your research, read it, pull it up now, and send me your
Then
cash
who
app if
cares?
I'm wrong.
You didn't answer my question. Do you have Portuguese?
When did it become a
French, or
country?
Spanish DNA?
So the countries were founded in 15. When did America become a country? A country or a continent?
1507.
A country or a continent?
They can never be a continent. You feel me? But you guys thinking that they are a continent because you thinking the land mass is a country. It's a continent. It's one of the 7 continents. What resides in a continent? Different countries. A state is a country.
So when did America become a country? How did it become a country in 1507? Who named it America in 1507?
That's when the Moroccans gave them the go ahead to go ahead and do what they need to do because we got trade agreements with
What
the United
Moroccans?
States.
Name the Moroccans, please.
Every bloodline in the world, except
Name
for the
them.
British.
Name them. Name them.
Name
Give me
them.
a first and last
Name
name of the Moroccans that.
Hold on. I got a phone call. Hold on. What you say now, good brother?
I
What'd you
said,
say?
name the Moroccans that gave people permission to name America America.
Whoever was in
Give me a
office,
first.
what was the Sultan name? Damn, I can't think of the. Damn, I'm getting all these phone. I can't think of the Sultan name, but he stepped down. The last Sultan was what? 1956. He stepped down and became
the
a
Moroccans
king.
that came over here weren't even full-blooded Moroccans. They were mixed. They were
Why
mixed
do
with
they gotta
Europeans.
come over here? Those are Indians you talking
They
about.
were mixed race. They were mixed race. They weren't even.
All
fully
right, for sure. One second. What? Yeah, this is why I'm messing.
Somebody pulled the black and white up.
Hold on. What tribe? What tribe?
Man, stop calling me.
God, it's that shit loud as hell.
My bad.
What tribe called themselves the Moors over here?
What tribe? All of them. This is the continent.
No,
this is the
give me-
continent.
Name a language. Name a language where Moor can be found in.
Man, let's pull up the treaties and let me show you. How about you look up what I show you? Look up what I show you and show the panel. You can do that?
No, name a treaty outside of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in the United
treaty
States.
The treaty of Algeciras, the treaty of Fez, the treaty of Madrid.
Name a treaty.
1880.
Name a treaty in the 1600s.
Those were treaties with Indians, right?
Yeah, name them. Name one. Name
Anyone
one.
you pull up. Put
No,
anyone you
name
pull up.
name one. Since you know,
Why
name
do
one. Why I
all I
gotta pull it
told
up?
you, all I
You
told
made
you
a
was
claim.
this.
Prove it.
Man, listen.
You made a claim. Now prove it.
Pull it up, and I'm gonna show you in the sentences that you read
No,
in the
you
beginning
can't.
of the treaties.
No, you pull
Because
it
in
up.
the treaties, can I say this? In the treaties, in a contract, which we'd agree to that.
A
And the
contract is not a
Indians
treaty.
show me
They're-
in law and send me your cash out.
they're-
Show me
they're-
if
they're
I'm
two
wrong. I'm
different
gonna
things,
pay you.
brother.
I'm gonna pay you for being wrong.
You was
Contract is a
How about
contract.
this?
A treaty is a treaty.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know what? Do you know what the
Don't nobody
Louisiana
want to get
Purchase was?
paid. Don't nobody want to get paid.
You're making the claim. You prove it. It's not on us to prove it. You made the claim.
Cause I'm riding around. It's in my head. I know what I'm talking about. You feel me?
earlier
you
you
made
said
the treaty.
earlier you said treaties were a good thing, even though it led
Yes, they
to
are.
Indians, even though it led to Indians losing their land and their
How did the Indians? Okay, understand this. You guys, do you guys know about etymology?
Yeah, we know about etymology. I know about
Look
etymology,
up.
not
Okay,
etymology.
listen what I'm saying, good brother. Look up the word Negro and look up the word Indian. It's gonna go back to
So
Moroccans.
why is Indian found in Ojibwe?
Look up what I'm asking you to look up.
No. I got a better source. Why is Indian found in Ojibwe?
I don't know shit about Odemway. I know about the treaties.
Yeah, I bet you don't know
Julie Jack-
shit about Ojibwe. But Ojibwe is found in America before Europeans got here.
When did America becomes a country?
Hey, yo,
1507,
Julie Jack.
right? What's up,
America's
brother?
a continent.
I'm talking
not
about
a
before.
country, brother.
I'm talking about before
I already
1507.
said it's a continent.
India became found here on this landmass before 1507.
United States is a country.
United States is a look up 28 USC 3002, and that's your definition of the United States.
1775.
I
Yo,
don't gotta
Julie
look
Jack,
at you. Look up.
how do you?
This is
I
the
want to
United
know.
States
Yo,
Code
Julie Jack,
Handbook.
listen. How do you feel about the Louisiana Purchase? What is that to you?
That
For
is
Americans,
that
that
is
was
when
good.
that is when they made trade agreements to sell off the slaves for workers, and they wasn't looking like no black people. You feel me?
Nah, that's wrong.
No, we're
You-
looking
I
at
don't-
land
I'm
specifically.
from
not
I don't
that.
think
I
you know
read
what a
that.
treaty
How about
is.
we pull up some
My
documentation
family was
That
still there
racist.
when that
and the
shit
people
went
send me
down,
their
bruh.
cash out so I
I'm
can
not
pay
gonna
'em
sit here and
for
try
being
to
wrong.
You
hate
prove
who that had
your
something
case,
to do
dude.
with, and my family was directly impacted by that shit.
Yeah,
And why are you talking about race? He's asking about the Louisiana Purchase. He's not talking about black people.
I'm not talking about black people. I'm trying
You
to.
just wanted to pivot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Black,
see how
listen,
do you define a treaty? Because
How
if you want to define a treaty, tell me
how can
about the
anyone
Louisiana
be?
Purchase.
We bought
Listen what I'm saying.
Louisiana for pennies
How
on the
can
dollar.
some
How is that not good for the country?
how can someone be black when black is an
Alaska, in the sense we got a lot of property for very cheap. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
All right, dude.
Explain how the
Are
Indians
you gonna?
losing their land was a good thing.
Yeah, like
Well, it depends on who you claim, right?
Okay, before any of this colonization, stop calling me, y'all. If before any of this colonization, we all can agree that the Indians was on this land. Can we not agree to that?
Aztecs and Mayans.
yes, Indians were on the land.
Okay then, all right. So
Before the Moors.
So listen to this. Listen to this. The Indians are stateless Moors. They after the war, everybody had a
Stateless when we
chance
owned
to
the land.
move. Girl, go. Say that again.
Buddy.
Stateless when we owned the land.
Yeah,
Hey,
we still
can
own
I-
the land.
Hey, Listen what I'm telling you. Can I get like 20 minutes and I'm finna present this
20
documentation
fucking
since nobody
minutes?
want to pull it
Oh,
up?
no. We're not about to hear you babble for 20
From
minutes.
now.
No. You're not about to babble for 20 minutes. No.
Give him time, please.
Fuck no.
So what government is the Indians under? That's what I want to know. What government are they protected by? They are
The
British
United
subjects.
States. The
They
United
pro-
States.
Correct, brother. So everybody who's under the criminal justice of the United States are British subjects. Are we correct? So you gotta know this.
So what are
You
more
gotta know
subject
this.
to? So what are more subject to?
To the Empire of Morocco. That's why
And where
we
is
wrote the
that?
treaties.
And where
On
is
this
that?
this North America that you
Who was
call
the
this
first? Who was
continent.
the first leader? Who was the first leader of the Empire of Morocco? Who?
It's plenty of leaders. Look up the letter to from George Washington to the Sultan of Morocco. You feel
Name
me?
one. Name one.
I can't come off my head right now. You
Oh
feel
my
me? I
fucking
just
goodness,
can't
dude.
come off my head with it
Oh
right
my
now.
fucking
But
goodness,
look up.
dude.
Hold on,
Well,
I'm trying to
not
pull
looking
it
at
can
up
I
the
ask you a
screen.
question?
There's
I'm not.
actually not a
Who
I'm not.
single leader.
who gave Moors the name Moor?
Who's right?
Pull, here I go. Hey, every king, everybody who is
Where's that
somebody
more
is
from the
named
temple
after their land.
at?
You feel me?
Where's the more? Where's that more from the temple at that made you run the last time, Junior?
I'm not from a temple, bro.
Junior,
Ain't nobody
I'm
gave me,
looking.
bro.
you didn't answer my question. Who gave
What's the
Moors
question?
the name Moor?
The land. Everybody who have a nationality is named after the land.
birds-
Just like
the birds
Chinese
was-
or China's,
the birds
Japan's
named
or
them Moor?
Japanese. You say what?
The birds and the plants name them more. What you mean the land?
You know what? More actually like.
Comes from
Why
England,
is she
right?
talking to me?
What you mean? A woman? Hold on. A woman can't talk to you or something, Junior? Huh?
Not with no goofy shit. We're trying to listen.
Hold on.
We trying to
Hey, Junior,
we
watch
trying
your
to
mouth.
let the people know that
Hey, Junior, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
The hell? What you think this is? Yeah, you want to know? You descended of the motherfuckers that turned on the women. I know what you are. Get off my stage. You was saying fuck that bar was about you. You goddamn loser.
And then
Yeah,
not all Moors were colonizers. Some of them were sent around places as slaves. So I don't know why he was talking about Moors as if they were some god or something. I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
the last
let's look
name
up-
that's overused.
Yeah, more. Yeah, let's look at the etymology of more because more does mean it's a tract of land. Like the etymology. Let's look at the etymology real quick. Hold on.
More was used like the term black is used today.
That too, and when it comes to land, right? It's a tract open until more or less elevated ground, often overrun with heath. It's a swamp. A moor is a swamp,
Yeah, but it does derive from English.
and it means unalive. It means unalive land.
Okay, now can you Google the one where the Greeks give the definition of a Moor?
Yeah, mavos. It means dark skin.
Okay, boom.
Yeah, mavos. Something like that. Mortos.
Yeah.
And that means North African Berber, one of the race dwelling in Barbary, late 14th century, inhabitant of Mauritania. You know, and Moor also means ship. Now, the Moors love bringing up Black Law's dictionary, right? This is what Moor Law
It's
Dictionary.
also a common Irish last name. I mean, it
That
means a
too.
lot of things.
Moor, if you look at Moor in the Black Law Dictionary that they love to bring up, right? Moor means an officer of the Isle of Man. These are YT people. Officer, they're the police. Moors are the police. And if you look
Not
at
the
Indian,
police, but yeah,
if you look at Indian,
I
right?
mean, it's an Irish
Indian.
last name.
Indians means Aboriginal inhabitants of North America. So, oh well. So yeah, Moor means a lot of things. Oh man, swamps, steering ship. Are
What
they
does
coming
he
through?
mean by Moor? Does he mean Berbers? The Berbers? Is that what he means?
He mean, yeah. I mean, the Berbers or the y'all know what? There's an ancient map that shows Morocco and Minnesota. And man, that don't mean them niggas was Moors.
So Morocco shows 140,000. 140,000 people. that are Moroccans potentially in this country from inception.
I went to Morocco a few months ago. They don't even wear fezzes. It's a part of the costume at a restaurant. Wow, these ninjas be having a long
I don't know
ass
what that
time.
means.
They'll look at these fools crazy. Berber is a slur there as well. They prefer to be called Amazigh. Get it with your families. Listen to your family. That's our solution,
Both. I thought they used
Junior.
both.
But everybody isn't Amazigh either. Okay. So yeah. I've heard Moors on Clubhouse talk to the Amazigh people from Morocco. That shit was hilarious. That exchange was hilarious. Like they was like, why you keep saying Islam after everything, brother?
Yeah,
Like
there's
Islam.
very few Moroccans in the country, actually.
You have none. I have solutions.
You must have never been to New York, bro. There's a lot of Moroccans here.
I'm
Well, there's
from
a lot
New
of everything
Jersey.
in New York. Apparently, New
Well,
York
I
is
was about to
a
say.
refugee dumping ground. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
They got some good food though. I'm not gonna lie.
Morocco,
Yeah, I
Moors are
didn't say
from
they weren't
Minnesota. I was
nothing.
about to say, even if Moors are from Minnesota, they ain't got shit to do with me. What they Lakota? The Moors are Lakotas. we Lakotas with feathers and shit. I'm
And
Moroccan. Go
most
ahead.
of the Moors were Muslim, but most of the Spanish were Christian. So that's conflicting right there. That means most of the Spanish that came over couldn't have
You'd
been.
be surprised how many Moors are Irish too. It gets complicated.
What's up, Sam? What's up, Sam? I was about to say that is Minnesota. I'm Lakota, living proof. Well, shit. Apparently, Morocco's in Minnesota, so the Moors are y'all problem.
Nah, there's 140,000 documented at least. Doesn't mean anything, but take it with a grain of salt.
Were you saying Cross before he went on his whatever that was?
Yeah, what were you saying before, if you remember?
Oh, I'm not sure. Like,
The DNA test.
DNA test for what?
You said someone should take a DNA test. I don't know who you were talking about.
I'm not even sure either. I mean, that's not a bad
I
idea.
just heard you say, "Why don't y'all take a DNA test or something like that?" Or
I
why
don't-
don't you take a DNA test?
I don't know who I was speaking to specifically, but I mean, it's probably not a bad idea if you have some extra cash. Could be fun. I don't know what you're talking about specifically though.
Okay. Oh, what's up, Mimi? You there? I see you typing in the comments.
You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, because you came in blazing. Y'all wasting y'all time. You have no solution. I ain't gotta express to TikTok what my solutions are, especially with people like Junior that's in the lounge trying to steal ideas and shit. We ain't gotta express everything to y'all.
I guess you got nothing. I invited her to turn her thing on.
You probably forget. She probably even knows she on the stage, honestly. Need you in the chat, but still ain't dropped the source in the map. What's up, Bree? Big back, big back. You know, I need a big snack. You know, it's a Big Mac, cause I'm a big back, big back.
Yo, Narvin, are you Muslim?
No, fuck no.
No.
You said fuck no.
I would react the same way if you asked if I was Christian. Nope, fuck no.
Okay. So what's your religious background?
I mean, I grew up Christian deacon. Well, they're deaconess now. But they're non-dominant denominational now. Me, I'm just indigenous spirituality. I'll just say that.
Okay, true.
My dad is Catholic and my mom is Seventh-day Adventist Protestant.
You can't teach if you don't know. Read the treaties. You can't teach. I know what treaties my folks tie back to. They don't tie back to the Moroccan treaties.
Well,
I guess
my dad Rasta and my mom Muslim, so
okay.
It's a lot going on there.
I practice like a mix of Buddhism and Hoodoo.
I practice roots. Yeah, roots. The real shit. Not that the Africans can have the term voodoo. Fuck them. Nah, but
It's an Indian word too.
I know. It's actually where does it come from? It's like It's a UT word. It's a
Oh,
U
so
word.
isn't there like
Yeah.
Hoodoo Mountains too? Something called Hoodoo Mountains.
Oh, yeah, the old hoodoos, the old hoodoos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
if
old
you
hoodoo.
don't sacred,
It means
if you don't
stricter.
sacred cows, it ain't the same thing.
If you what?
If cows aren't sacred to you, it's not the same thing. It's Hinduism.
What's not? It's Hinduism.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's Hinduism. I practice Buddhism.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do your thing. I ain't saying nothing wrong.
Roots only work if you know the root. Facts. My peoples keep the Sabbath. Okay, J Law. Cool.
That's Ishlaw, because my people did the Sabbath thing too. That's what 7-Day Adventists is. They only go to church on the Sabbath or whatever.
Yeah.
What is the Sabbath? Saturday or Sunday? Yep, you're right.
It'd be Sunday.
Yeah, but isn't it ironic that most Christians celebrate Sunday as their day?
Yeah.
Kind of weird, right?
Reading their own material, you know.
It's a little weird.
Well, how's your religious person to say you with God? I don't say I'm not religious or say the word God. I don't even like that term. Well, I do. I mean, I use it in a different way. I use it in its etymological purposes.
Because they follow the Bible, and in the Bible they use the word God. That's why.
Right. Like I ain't religious, so my interpretation of good is different than everyone else's.
Well, realistically speaking, you probably got it from your upbringing.
Yeah, exactly.
Morals are typically passed down.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah, all American. My Protestant church was all melanated people, but then on my side of the family that goes to Catholic church, all the people are white tea, and they got you hear them singing in the choir and stuff. I thought it was cool. I was like, there's no way. Every time I visit my dad's family, they doing that.
The Catholic Church, you want to be honest, it's just a hijacking of what people are already doing. It's like they doing all the shit and indigenous people all around the world fucking do. They just guys it at, oh, this is Catholicism. They be in that motherfucking burning sage and all type of shit.
The problem with them is they got their own connotations, their own conicals, right? It's not just one book. They got their own whole fucking thing going on. It's way different than Christianity. But they claim Christianity, but they got their own books. They're very different.
Yeah, exactly. And it's closer to you know how the matrilineal. It's the religion that's closer to how the matrilineal practices that people had practiced before colonization. You know.
Well, and what's buried in the Vatican, right? What's the secrets in the Vatican? I mean, Rome conquered the planet at one point in
Vatican's
time.
own all the churches in the USA, basically.
Yeah, all religions are controlled by the Vatican. Junior is right on that. They control all the religions down to it.
They're trying to say, oh, the Triple K was burning down our churches because they didn't want us to worship Jesus. Nobody cares about that. That's just where all your genealogical records are found, in churches.
And that's where all the indigenous practices were hidden at, the church.
Yeah, I mean, Triple K is not synopsis of white people. Evil people for sure. But we
talk about we talk about hoodoo and root work. That's where people were practicing hoodoo and root work in the goddamn church.
Big facts. What's up with it, famo? CO.
What's up, Reese?
Yeah, so if y'all can't find certain documents, it might have been burned down in the church.
Oh, probably. I mean, shit. Documents were burned down in every world war, right? And that's weird too. Like Hitler had his own library. He can find all these fucking secrets. It's just weird.
Thank you, Los. You said this makes so much. Oh yeah, put two and two together, and the sector that controls a lot of the a majority of the records are the Mormons.
Yeah, the Mormons control the family search. They control family search. They can put if they want to, they can put your ancestor under multiple names, change the state if they want. They can really do whatever they want since they own everything. They own the whole
Will
family.
you join my live? Hell no, I'm not joining your live, Junior. Nope.
It's like
It was
it's the
it was
Rothschilds.
a Mormon doing this thing.
B.
Hey man,
have
it
no
was
idea.
a Mormon doing this thing on the block.
Yeah,
And he
Mormons
got hit
stay
by
weird,
a car
but I
and
don't
his
think that's
legs
the enemy.
separated. Wait, I'm trying to tell you, it was weird. That shit literally happened yesterday. Man was preaching the word like he was a Mormon, and somebody hit him going like 110 miles an hour coming down the strip,
God
separated
damn.
his whole leg, my G. So like, now I kind of feel like some type of way when y'all brought up the Mormons, and it made me like get triggered to that thought, or just what happened yesterday. Man, that shit crazy, man. Imagine you doing that for the work of the church, and you get hit by you know what I'm saying, and your leg gone.
Don't mistake Mormons for Christians. It's different.
I'm not. I trust me. I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm right chill with it. See, like, what's wild with the Mormon story is, shit, man. They have a crazy Exodus Exodus story themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They fought the Wild Wild West.
Right.
They
But
were the
also
big
at the
timers
same
there.
time, we gotta look into we gotta look to the Buffalo Soldier. I ain't trying to mix the dope, but we gotta look to shit like that too.
Yeah. BRBA. She's a real work is heavily associated with Kajic. What's who else we got? Welcome back, Janine.
Thank you.
Mimi, are you there? Are you gonna say something to us? Anybody wants to come up, feel free. Request up. No, they were not. Where did they come from? Why were they in possession of our docks?
I'm responding to the first missionaries. Mormons were not.
Okay, for sure. Oh, invite. Oh, what's up? We got Keo. Keo's in here. We got who else? Who we got in here? C3 Mommy's still in here. Mother Nurture, Niji, Karan's in here. Los in here. Man, I might want to be one of the greatest trolls, man. I
Should we
trolled the
argue
fuck
on
out of.
something? Get this
Argue
shit
on what?
ready? I don't know, anything.
I don't know. How do I join? Hey, Rue, you gotta join my TikTok. Can you let me up, please? Shay. You ain't got a profile picture, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, you can come up here, Shay. You gotta join my TikTok, hey, Rue. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta download TikTok and join these panels. So. I was born in America. They're from Native to American. True.
By definition.
What's up, Frenchie? What's up, Frenchie? Somebody moving around. Who's moving around?
Might just hear the rain. Goddamn, I got my mic open. It's raining like a bitch.
Hi. You and your grandma. I'm trying to get Dan Calloway on here. Do a live with him.
I was born in America, therefore I'm native to America. I mean, technically speaking, yeah, right? They ain't lying, but
yes, they were first called. Okay, HT. They were called the Latter-day Saints during the colonial era.
Yep. Got everybody information. Everybody's. All that ancestral family search.
fun fact: how many of y'all actually like Did anybody you actually send that shit in to like
White people, Europeans are indigenous to American soil as well.
Who?
They are native.
Who?
White
Right
Americans.
right there.
We're calling
Can you
White
can you
Americans.
how can you prove that when they get
Well,
what tribe they were they?
Because of how long we've been on the soil to the point of us having ancestral history, it's like we've now become more indigenous.
I mean, we own
and
this
more
bitch,
native
but we
to the
definitely
land.
came from Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Caucasian
we own
people
this shit.
are not
Well, we are the
indigenous.
original Native Americans, I feel like.
You are y'all are
Aztec and
the
Incans.
y'all are the
Yeah.
original Native Americans, right? Yeah, because y'all created
Yeah.
that term for yourselves. Yes, the
Well,
Native.
So-
Yeah, no, y'all. You know nothing. You got a point. Know nothing.
Well,
It was
yeah, I
Aztecs
mean,
and Incans and Mayans.
Shay.
What you know about that?
white Americans.
How long your how long your when your folks get to America? My bad. When your folks get to America?
When, excuse me?
When did y'all get to America?
Oh no, I am American.
But you
No,
said
when
you
did y'all
just
get
said
to
you were
America?
European.
Yeah, when did y'all get to
No,
America?
I'm saying European descent. White
Hold on.
Americans are European descent.
Yeah, y'all not American. Y'all European.
White Americans?
And then
Yeah, y'all
technically
not
speak-
American. Y'all
technic-
not white either.
Technically speaking, you guys are
What
not
are we?
European either, because Europe is a peninsula in West Asia.
So what are we?
Europe's not
So
a
where's your folks?
Caucasian.
Where are your folks before they got to America?
No, I just know we've only been in America my whole life.
Where's your folks before America?
I don't have any European straight knowledge. I just know that we are originating from Europe.
You're an Ellis Islander, yo. Like, get off my stage. You're an Ellis Islander. Like, stop playing with me.
What is
Your
that?
folks got here in the 1900s. Like, stop it.
Facts. But to that though, like Europe isn't a continent at all. It's a peninsula in West Asia.
It's not
That's-
it's not a peninsula, brother. Europe
It
is
is
a
a
continent.
peninsula.
It's a continent, brother.
It's not a continent. It cannot be a continent, bro.
A peninsula is a three-sided island, right? By definition.
That's North Africa.
Africa's not a peninsula either. It's
That's the best way to say it.
I
Though,
say it was. I
Europe,
said that's
Europe
North Africa.
Europe is a peninsula, bro.
It's not though.
You're called Caucasian. You're from the Caucasus Mountain.
I'm not though.
White Asian. Caucasian.
No, I'm actually Italian and Irish. I'm not from the Caucasus Mountains at all.
Which part of Italy you from?
Abruzzo.
Well, yeah, you're European. You white. You Caucasian.
I'm North Italy.
You're Caucasian.
I'm not from the Caucasus Mountains though. If that's what you're asking, to answer you specifically.
Anybody that is on the mainland of Italy, you're Caucasian.
Yeah, I know it's a common denominator, but it's not true.
Sardinia and Sicily, how do you classify them?
All light-skinned people are not from the Caucasus Mountains. Is how I would answer that.
Where's the Caucasus Mountains?
How
It's
old?
in-
How old?
in
Hold on, who is
Caucasia.
this?
It's
Yeah,
in
how old
Asia.
are you?
It's in
I'm
Asia.
19.
You're 19. Where are you from?
I'm from Pine Ridge, South Dakota.
You're from South Dakota.
Yeah, you know what Pine Ridge is?
Yeah.
A Native American res. And you know what I am?
What are you,
Something you're
Lakota?
not. Something you're not. Where's your tribal ID? You're
Where, show
claiming
me
to
your.
be Kakachao, right?
Man,
Show
girl,
me.
Kakachao, right?
people
Hold on.
from North
What?
Dakota
Hold
and
on.
South
One second.
Dakota.
One sec. I don't need nobody to speak for me. One
You're
second.
claiming to be what? Kakachao, right?
No, I'm not.
You are though, right? What
No.
are you? You're claiming to be Native American, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then what are you claiming to be? Because all the
I'm.
time I scroll on my For You page, you're always saying like, oh, blacks are the original Indians, blacks are the
Mhm.
original Indians.
Speak
Every
your
black
language.
person,
Hold on. Speak your language real quick. And introduce yourself.
introduce myself. I don't need to do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're
No, I
talking to the.
don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. On my panel, yes, you do. Introduce
Okay,
yourself.
what on your family?
Speak your language.
That's kind of weird.
Speak your language right now.
Speak my language. You don't have
Yeah.
to speak your language to prove nothing, but speak yours.
Introduce.
Speak yours.
Yeah,
Just say your tribe.
one second.
Speak yours.
Since no,
yours.
you're on my
I want you
panel.
to speak yours. What
if
are
you're
you?
you're
What are
if
you?
you're indigenous,
No, 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 no,
if you're
no. Wait.
indigenous,
Are
hold
you
on one second.
indigenous? Are
Well,
you
yeah,
indigenous?
if you're indigenous, speak to me in your language right now. Right now. The earnest of proof ain't on me right now. It's
If
about
you're
you.
indigenous, speak your language.
No,
Show your
don't try
tribal
to
ID.
don't try to
tribal
reverse
ID.
psychology
No,
this
no,
on
no,
me.
no.
Don't try to
Hey,
reverse
Aya,
psychology.
just
One second.
say
Oh yeah,
who you
yeah, I was
from.
about to say one
Tribal
second.
ID. Tribal
One
ID.
sec. Well,
Tribal
you
ID.
need a tribal
Tribal
ID.
ID. Tribal. I do have mine.
I said, yeah, show it. Show yours.
On government assistance.
Yeah, show yours. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to do a.
Let her speak.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, you don't need to.
You're indigenous, right? You're
Yeah,
the true American,
speak your
right?
speak your
When did your
language.
family? When did your family come to North America?
They've always been here. They're Paleo Indians. You ever heard
For
of that?
real? For real?
Yeah,
They've
they're
always
Paleo.
been here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paleo. Mhm.
Okay. They've always been here.
You know
So
what?
they
You know
didn't
what?
come on.
You know.
So they didn't come on ships in 1492. They didn't.
No, because there's no
they
slaves
didn't.
in it.
They didn't. They didn't. Oh, okay.
There were no slaves in 1492 in America.
Aya.
And on top, where did Christopher Columbus land?
That's
What
when
year?
the white man came over and he brought his slaves on boat.
Okay, what year did they get to Virginia? Name a year. What year did they get to Virginia?
What's your last name?
Why would I tell you my last name? What's yours?
What's your last name? Where
What's
does your last name come from?
Where my last name come from?
Mm-hmm.
The Scapaho.
What's the Scapaho? Tell me what
Scapaho.
that is. Yeah,
The
tell me what
Scapaho.
it is. Tell me what it is.
The
I
Scapaho.
want you to tell me everything you know. Tell me what it is.
No, it's the
Since you know
Scapaho.
everything. No. You know everything. Since you're indigenous, tell me what it is. Do you know what a
Scapaho?
Sundance is?
Do I know what a
Do you know
what
what
is?
anything is?
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Do you know what a tribal ID is?
No, I don't know shit.
Oh, really?
No,
But you
yeah.
claim to, right? You claim to be something you're not, right?
You don't even sound like you from North
Name.
Dakota
Hold
or
on.
South
One second.
Dakota.
I don't sound what?
You don't sound like you're from North Dakota or South Dakota.
One second, y'all. Name 5 things. Name
Yeah,
5
she's
cultural
definitely
things
native.
One second. Name 5 cultural things that your people do. Name 5 cultural things that your people do. Go ahead, ma'am.
Shit.
Yeah. Name 5 cultural things that your people do.
You know, we have powwows. We gather.
That's how.
we gather.
Hold on. That's Algonquin. Why are you practicing Algonquin shit? Yeah, powwow's Algonquin.
Excuse me.
What is powwow?
Hello?
What does powwow mean? What does powwow mean?
Power doesn't mean anything. What it
Yes,
means.
it does. Yes, it does. Yes,
Are you
it does.
stupid?
Yes, it. Stop it. Stop it. What? You don't even know what powwow means. So
It's
you
when
practice.
people. Are you gonna let me talk?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It don't mean that. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that. Powwow
Your people
is
came
a
from Africa.
no. Power. Yeah, get off the stage. You don't even know what powwow means. Talking about some we do powwow. You don't even know what the goddamn shit. The shit. You don't even know what the shit means.
Yeah, I mean, if you had more than one follower, like, it could have been a little bit more convincing.
Yeah, sure don't even know what powwow means. Y'all.
Hey, look, from powwow to pom poms, it's a show, man.
Can you hear me?
It's that powwow.
So
It's
how
that
everybody
fight.
doing tonight?
What's up, New Era?
I'm chilling.
She way too old to be acting like that. She like 19. Like this little loudmouth 19-year-old. She just lives in. I was about to say you don't even know what powwow mean. You didn't even do the due diligence. Like you setting up a powwow. You don't even know what it means and where it came from. Powwow is some Algonquin shit. It wasn't even supposed to be meant to be as a gathering.
Well,
That's a
if
spiritual
she
word.
lived on a reservation, she would know exactly what a powwow means. A powwow is kind of like it's kind of like how
It's
we
fake.
party.
Oh, okay.
Right, food.
No,
They
that
do
shit's
rain
fake. Who
dances, yeah.
came up with the idea of powwow? Tell me the guy.
Who came up with it?
Yes.
Brother, I'm not a historian. I don't know.
What a powwow is, it's an indigenous term. It don't mean what people use it as
It's
now.
a cookout, right? I mean,
I
essentially.
mean, it's a gathering. It is a gathering in this modern sense, but it's not in its origin. It didn't mean that.
Yeah, I don't know the exact meaning, so I'm sorry for that.
I know the exact meaning, but that's fine. At least I know.
I know too.
Okay, what does it mean? No, y'all
Dollar
supposed to
sign.
y'all. Yeah,
It's
y'all
all
supposed to
that matter.
know. Yeah, y'all supposed to. Well, not y'all. You're supposed to know this, ma'am. You're native, right? You got a tribal ID and all that. You're supposed to know this shit.
Yeah, well, I don't claim Native American. I'm Irish and Italian.
Her own language.
Right. I'm about to mute her. She's out of here. How you on the res with an ID? You gotta get ID'd on the res and shit. Like you what? Can't even speak her language for sure.
For the ID.
If she's from Pine Ridge, she'd be a Lakota.
Right. Yeah, she would be a Lakota.
I'm Lakota too. I'm from Cheyenne River.
Oh, you're from Cheyenne River?
Yeah. I'm Dakiapi, Sante Washtena Pechi Usapiolo, Tobi Machiapi, Loko Mazo Xila Machiapi.
He's legit.
That suits.
And I'll tell you five of our traditions. There's Sundance, and then there's the Chanchasha harvest.
What's up, Karen?
And then, huh?
No, I was adjusting the comment. Go ahead.
Oh, and then there's the buffalo harvest, gathering of the welcoming of the thunders.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Sundance. I think I said that. Did I?
Yeah,
Yeah, you said Sundance.
You Lakota?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's for real.
Okay. What brings you up here?
Oh, I just wanted to say that I'd like this live. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. All right, cool. Do you go around calling people pretendians that look like me?
Do I call you guys out?
Do you call them?
That's not a fair question.
I don't know what you mean.
Do you call people that look like me pretendians?
Not really, because
Not really.
I have some half Lakota and half black family members.
Half Lakota, half. Okay. Do you think
Yeah.
all?
I
Do you
hear
have
you,
think?
fella.
Hold on. Do you think all melanated people that are indigenous are half?
Nah, I don't know. It could depend.
Okay. So okay. All right, for sure. All right. So you know anything about tribes on the eastern Mississippi?
No. One thing I don't know about skin tone mostly, but it's what I think about it is if you're closer down to where is it? It's down to almost the south, you're more darker. So
Okay.
it could play a role into it. A lot of people could be darker.
All right, for sure. All right. I ain't got nothing else.
For the southeast, man. Them Sioux
Mhm.
speaking folks in the Carolinas, man.
Do you know what powwow means, Toby, in its origin?
I know it's well, I'm still young, but I know it's a gathering, and in a lot of people in different tribes, like the Navajo, our tribe,
It's a rite of passage, usually.
I don't really know, but right now I'm working on my regalia right now.
For a powwow. Okay, so powwow, it means it's originally it's a northeastern Algonquin word. It means high priest. So it's it's a ceremony.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Doesn't it also mean medicine as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and fathers will use it for a rite of passage as their sons. Powwows. They don't happen every Monday.
What's up, Receipt? Goddess?
to everybody.
Dude, man, Wingapo.
Wingapo, Oyuk, Talito, Hey.
Aiko.
Yeah, so many. Oh, CO, yep. Halito, Yama, Ishla, not Yama, Ishla, Ho. Like I know so many greetings. I know so many greetings in different languages. So don't tell them too much. You're right.
Just wild.
Shout out to the YouTube chat. Yeah, shout out to the YouTube chat. They holding it down in the stream. What's up, Sue? Is anybody commenting on Instagram? Of course not. Quinn. Yeah, Quinn. Hey, Kingsty.
They got the trees.
Oh, Junior. I don't know if you remember Junior. He was more talking about the trees.
He's a Moroccan.
Yeah, he's a Moroccan. Shout out to you too, Darby.
I was in one of those
That's the dangerous word. More is very Irish.
You in the Matrix, Kia.
And they was talking about y'all are Moors and stuff.
He said Junior said he want to come up. All right. Be respected for the goddamn women. Are you on IG Live too? Yeah, I'm live on IG too. Ain't nobody. There's no point in going on IG Live. Ain't nobody talking over there.
Look, Moors is very much Irish and Scottish. Plain and simple. So if you claim that blood, then we're cousins for sure.
Oh, there you go.
We're for sure cousins.
I invited Junior up. Can the TikTok see our chat now? Since I'm on a Chromebook, so my TikTok isn't connected to StreamYard because for whatever reason. And then things like that. What's up, Campbell?
Hey, check this out, right? I got a challenge, cousin, and I'm gonna really need you to dish it out because you slick the new young hot guy on TikTok, right? I need you to challenge every Pan-African, African, and whoever else claim they come from slaves. I need you to challenge them on the Virginia Company of London to show us, or the Charleston Company that came from out of out of Barbados. I need you to challenge them to show records of their ancestors being shipped by one of these companies into the Americas as Africans.
Right.
Well, at this point, that they think that they can just call our ancestors by the Virginia Company of London, but not say they actual names, right, and show that these folks that actually ship Africans, because we get to read these diaries and family logs when we do the genealogy.
And some evil shit was done, but what would you actually learn from this?
What I'm gonna learn from this is who is actually the goddamn African and who's not.
That you were sold and some dark shit happened, but like,
who was sold? Who was sold?
African slaves.
Bro, y'all gotta come to a realization that South America has the most Africans. Okay, they shipped to Africa. They shipped to South America first before they came to North America.
Transatlantic slave. I'm well aware of it, bro.
And what year was this, bro? Matter of fact,
1775 ish.
There's more African descent in South America than North America.
True.
Let me ask this.
I'm not promoting it.
What nation bought that slave here in America, in North America, in the late 1700s?
I just know the last slave ship went to Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, in the kitchen.
Where did it come from?
The slave ships?
Yeah.
It's the West Atlantic.
I was asking y'all, sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm
Is that how you
saying
say
I
that?
think it's in the late
Yazzie?
1800s. The last slave ship was in Mobile, Alabama,
But where
and
did they
those
come from?
they came from West Africa.
Hey, can you actually show me?
Do you know
Right.
what part of West
And
Africa?
What would that be? Nigeria, Zimbabwe? What?
Oh, those come in place. Well, answer this then. Answer this then. Since y'all know that Africans was being sent to South America first, right? The transatlantic ocean and the Ethiopian ocean existed at the same time. What happened to the trans-Ethiopian slave trade?
Better yet.
You
Better
tell us.
yet.
Let's sit on that right there. Why
Nah,
did
we
they
about to-
turn? Why did they turn a South American and West African, Central African, and South African Indian Ocean slave trade into a United States slave trade when the Atlantic Ocean is straight across from North Africa and Europe and is nowhere near close to West Africa?
Look, this slave trade happened long before America.
Bro, quit trying to quit trying to interject in something that really ain't probably got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, you're right. It ain't got nothing.
All
to
right,
do
so
with
look,
me.
we're gonna keep it calm on you, my boy, because it seems like you're a very intelligent person, and I'm trying to rock with you right now. So as we're getting this explained, right, we know the routes of the Spanish never came into Virginia, Florida, and they always went by way of either Asia through the Pacific or Africa to South America. Nobody came directly ever to the United States unless they came by way of Canada. That's understood and already known, right? So that would mean that most African slaves would have had to go up into Europe, then come to America by way of their colonizers and not straight across the water if you're going to use the British terms of history. Now, if we use the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the so-called Spanish, right? Guess what you get? Guess what you get? The same damn route. South America, Pacific Island, Indian Ocean, and a trip from Europe straight to the West Indies by island hopping. But you ain't getting nowhere else in the United States unless you come by way of Greenland, Iceland, and come down by way of Canada.
Hold up. So to get this clear, you saying that's basically the folks of like the more British Isles, they will be coming from the northern parts like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, compared to the folks like more Spanish and Portugal, where they be coming from more south.
And out the west where California at. Well, matter of fact, let me stop right there. Dark, based on your genealogy, am I lying?
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're not.
So therefore, Receipt Goddess is one of my older cousins. She's a 10th and a 7th cousin of mine, right? Then let me explain to you something.
10th and a 7th?
A 10th and a 7th. Because we got it's a long story. You don't want to know how it goes down, but if you got ancestors from Virginia, you would understand what happened.
Brother, you can't be a 10th and a 7th cousin.
Sir, can you just mute up? Because if you gonna say that, that was just a waste of time. Go ahead, cousin.
So, therefore, bro, when y'all look at the history, right, the first racial constructs come from who? The Spanish and the Portuguese, right? All of that was in Latin America. You go look at the racial casting system of Latin America, you see nothing but dark-skinned people as the Indians and every other mixed race of Indians that was mixing amongst each other got a different category name until somebody actually mixed with an East Indian or Africa. How many people know that the China and the Chino is an East Asian mixed with an American Indian, a curly-haired nigga?
I want to present something, but go ahead. I don't know.
So therefore, if a lot of people don't know that most East Indians were shipped into the Americas and most Asiatic Indians were shipped into the Americas than actual Africans, because when you go actually look at the Portuguese records, they were barely in the coast of any place in Africa, or even the Dutch. The Mozambique were whooping them people every chance they got. They couldn't even beat the Khoi Khoi when they were trying to snatch them people from out of the Middle East and off the actual eastern shores of Africa when them folks was migrating into it. That's how they actually called them folks the indigenous, because those were the first people they ran into. And they actually helped them people migrate into South Africa. But that's something that a lot of people don't know, because they don't know real Portuguese, real Dutch, or real Spanish history. Them folks was in the Middle East and in Asia more than they was in Africa in any time until after 1885. And if you don't believe it, go look at the Berlin Conference and it'll tell you before 1885, the majority of Africa was ran by its indigenous population. So
speaking
again,
to the Duchess of
remind
Malta.
me how Ethiopia was the majority of Africa. The Ethiopian Ocean was the South Atlantic, but they have no Ethiopian Ocean slave trade, and they trying to make Ethiopia the Indian Ocean slave trade, but they all was one slave trade.
It was all the same fucking slave trade. Damn.
So it
you
was
really
Middle
did-
Eastern people being sent around the world and Asians, and that's why
Oh,
Asians are
shit.
everywhere, and Europeans are just getting there.
Hey man, you can run into something South Carolina with them Turks with the brass ankles. Oh shit, that shit.
Carolina, what the South Carolina slave code say, right? The only slave Africans are the ancient Berbers, and those are North Africans.
Yeah, they Turks. Oh, the Turks. Man, listen.
Answering your question earlier, I just had the Africans the last ship that landed in Mobile. But to answer your question earlier, I just got off the phone 8, and she said those Africans came from Benin, and she said that those Africans wasn't in bondage.
And see, that's the thing at the start. Think about the start when they
Most of the people that was coming to America were coming back from work.
Hey, look, fat and
families
copper.
had been over there for a long time.
Look,
They created the town called Africa Town in Mobile, Alabama.
Hold up, my
Listen,
G.
bro,
When these
I'm
motherfuckers
telling
first
folks, bro,
came over here,
so
bro,
many Americans were sent to Africa that they had to start bringing them people back.
Man, they didn't have no slaves when they first came here. Think about that shit. When these
Go look up
motherfuckers
the
come here
history.
with the title, the date 1492, and whatever other date so Walter Riley came and shit, man, them motherfuckers ain't had no slaves. And then they one motherfucker got lost in the colony, mixed up and shit, man. They didn't have no slaves, man.
Like, bro, go ahead, look up the history of the Asiatic Lascars and the English or the Europeans. And they Tony, who had a son named Anthony, because Tony ended up having a baby with an Indian here. So when people be talking about Anthony, they don't ever talk about Tony.
You had to
The
have
East
big
Indian,
money to have
the
slaves.
Asiatic Lascar. They don't talk about the Asiatic Lascar Tony. They don't talk about what that jank called Nassau, Bahamas, and how the East Indians was down there getting whacked and they was enslaved with the Negroes. They don't talk about how a lot of these runaway slave posters call us copper-colored runaway Negroes.
Yeah, but
Now,
what
what's a
about all the white
copper-colored
people?
Negro? You ever heard of an African being called a copper-colored Negro besides in South Africa?
What about all the white people that made that possible for you?
The who?
We just gonna forget about that.
The who?
He said, "What about the
All the white people that
made it possible for you?"
Made
Hold
what
up,
possible for who?
Hold up.
Made what possible? Exactly. I need to know. Before y'all mad, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute.
I didn't say
Slow down.
Don't get triggered.
Do you
Slow down.
believe that,
Slow
bro?
down. I need to know.
He
what
made
you said.
everything possible for you.
Yeah.
To this
The
day, you
secret
need us. You
railways?
need us to this day, but we don't need you. To this day, you
secret
need us.
railways?
You need us to this day.
Before y'all got here, y'all ain't do nothing but track over old railroads.
How you think
Have
the
you not
South
looked
made
at
up to
there's
the North?
railroads they
free?
don't use no more, and they built new ones. Belong to somebody
You
else.
think you just walk?
Done.
Bruh,
What
well,
have
tell
you
me
done
this
in
then.
life?
Tell me this. You so smart, right? How did the Underground Railroad system exist
not
before
that
y'all
smart.
built one?
He not that smart. Let me ask this nigga this.
He need to answer that. How did the Underground Railroad system that the Europeans knew nothing about and couldn't stop people from moving among
It already
exist?
existed.
Oh, okay then. So don't say
Okay.
nothing about railroads.
All right, so look,
They used
now
it
what
for a
you
good
saying?
purpose.
Hold up,
Why is that
Hassan. Look,
wrong?
however you say your
What
name.
you talking about?
Now, Pete, you said you was Irish or Scottish. Which one?
No, I said I'm Irish and Italian.
Okay, Irish and Italian, right?
Hold on, you Italian.
Now he
Yeah,
said he
what,
Irish
you from
and
Italian?
Italian. He said he Irish and Italian.
Are you a
Okay, so
Dominico talent? I mean Italian.
What?
Do you come from like the
I'm from
what they call
Abruzzo.
the Ginsaw line or some shit like that? Like you come from one of those families, or like one of them Crusader families?
Cause I don't know
yeah,
what the fuck you talking about. I ain't
Do
wrong.
you come
what
from a
line-
family
what
that's
line
known
tie
for
you back-
crusading?
No,
what
I
line
ain't,
tie you
I
back
ain't
to the
Catholic. I don't know what you're talking about.
to Irish
You a
folks?
Catholic.
I said I
You do
ain't
come from a
Catholic,
family
bro.
of fucking crusaders. That
Bro,
mean, my boy, you got some troglodyte in you.
Catholic. You
Boy,
flipping
look,
my
I
shit.
just found. Listen. I just found the 1700s map to some gesture
Okay, don't put me on
to
Catholic.
a royal who's a Catholic from
I ain't
Europe,
no
right?
royal.
In his map of Africa, there's a place named after an Italian family, and they are the troglodytes, and they ran and boy, when I found out that they were dark-skinned people and white people, it blew my mind today, right? Because
Yeah,
they love to talk
we're
about the
brown.
Moors and being in Italy and all in Sicily making mixed babies, right? But what they did not tell us was that you people were your own type of people known as troglodytes.
Yep. Yeah, but that's represented in the South Carolina state flag.
So troglodytes can be dark skinned and white.
I know what the fuck a troglodyte is.
But if you go to Sardinia in Sicily, those places right there are called Little Africa. So if you on the mainland of Italy, you Caucasian, bro. You simply Caucasian.
I'm white.
So that means you can go from black to white. And any time that you thought that you could just say what you just said, and we done found your ancient city in East Africa on the map, that means your Neanderthal ass ancestors really do come from South Africa.
Wait.
Yeah, but see,
okay, y'all. Hey, can we all tap the screen? Can we get to 50K, y'all? This is for entertainment purposes only. 18 plus, no discrimination, hate speech, bullying, harassment. Can y'all please put some fruits in the chat? Do not put F1.
I apologize for my comments. I'm about to go.
Say what you said, because I'm right here.
No, I ain't gonna say it again because I want to get it live.
No, I'm rocking with it. I'm right here, baby. What's up?
But boy, listen, before you ever in your life think that anybody helped my people in any way, the closest bit of help my people ever had was the British, bro. If you really want to be honest about it. See, a lot of people don't know that when the British came, they came to help the Confederates.
Who do you think America is?
Irish.
It is the
He
British.
He was Irish. That's
I don't
bro,
agree with that, bro. I don't agree with the British.
You ain't gotta agree. You ain't gotta agree with it, bro. But you wouldn't understand that our people controlled the United States before it was overthrown.
Yeah, and I would have been your ally.
1800s.
Yeah, I do know that.
All right,
I
yeah,
don't
so
think
if you
the
know that,
British-
you would know that in the wars that the British had to beg for peace, the Haiti empires really made peace with them, and then the French and the French, Spanish, and American War happened again in 1989. But a lot of
since you said
not
that
1989, but
British, since you said-
1898.
wait, bro, since you said that the British wanted peace, then why was there such thing called a wind rush?
You ever heard of the British West Indies, bro?
Bro, I was born in Jamaica, so I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to.
So you know that most of the Southeast was the West Indies, right, including the whole Gulf of Mexico, right?
No.
You didn't know? Oh, so you don't know that though, do you?
No, because that's not.
That's a part of the British West Indies, bro. You say that's not true? That's
No.
what you just said.
Yeah,
Did you just say that's not true?
It's not true because you just said that the British.
Hey,
tried
Darby,
to-
you got your
said-
computer around
You
you,
just
cuz?
said the British tried to help us. Where?
Hey,
Bro,
Pete, Barbados.
If you
ain't
don't
nothing but
know
4 hours away.
that the West Indies consist of Virginia, Georgia, Florida,
Right.
Louisiana, Alabama,
Barbados.
Mississippi, the Gulf of Mexico, the River of Orinoco in South America, and the entire.
So I
islands
don't
in
think
the
you.
West-
I don't think you was here before I came up. So
All right, bro.
I'm
I'll show you
Alabama.
better
I'm
than I can tell you.
Alabama, Louisiana, bro.
I'm
Lafayette,
gonna show you better than I
Louisiana,
can
to
tell
be
you, bro.
Lafayette, Louisiana.
I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you, blood. Hold on.
Man, ain't no British ever help us do shit.
All right.
It depends. All right. It depends. Okay.
Are we talking about the issues or the retirement?
What
So I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
say.
about all that.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is it depends because you have folks that ally with the French, ally with the British, and trade amongst the British, especially because the French wasn't really coming through on their part. You know what I'm saying? Now the wild shit is the French ended up allying with the U.S. All right. and then the revolution type shit. You got War 1812, all that shit is like in play.
Yeah, Reese, but you from Louisiana, right?
No, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
But C.R. the Great, you from Louisiana. So you know about St. Martin Parish. Okay, then so I don't understand what he's talking about. Talking about the British helped us.
Hey, you from the 13 colonies? Are you from Louisiana?
I'm from Louisiana.
All right, he finna see what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second, bro.
All right, I'm back. What's up?
I think you might be talking about
Hey,
that
Darby,
one
can you
nautical
go?
map.
Hey, can you go pull up the map from the Library of Congress about the West Indies, bro?
Let me
No,
see.
but is he talking about that one map that got like the southeastern
What year
Gulf
is it?
along that map? Is that the same one?
I have no idea right now.
Because if this the same one that I had got into with Chief X with on Twitter, it might be that same map if he talking about it, bruh. If that isn't what that map is indicating for all of the people that really believe that.
Nobody
But
talking about
let's see.
peace right now.
I don't know if it's the same map or not.
Which map
It's-
you talking about?
Hold on. Is it this one? Let me see.
Said the one dealing with the West Indies.
Yeah,
Is it this one?
yeah, that one.
Let me enlarge it, man.
I mean, are you sure about that one?
Read what the emblem say.
That's not what that emblem indicates, brother. That's just talking about this was the area that's centered of that map, not the parameter.
The West
What it say?
Indies.
What it say the West Indies include?
Saying part of Virginia,
Virginia.
North Carolina,
Because
East
at one
Florida.
point during the British colonies in the British West Indies, when people don't know that the British West India companies actually was sending West India all the way up to New York.
No, that's not what that means.
Bro.
Yeah, I think
I don't
nah,
know.
I kind of
All right, bro. I ain't all right.
West
right.
India, they weren't sending West
Wait a
India.
minute, y'all. I'm trying to understand.
Calling this land India, bro. First of
I
all,
get what you saying, bro, but at the same time, it was still people in Louisiana at this time period that wasn't going by this shit. So with them folks was trying to clarify shit over here. That's why when we looking at all of these ancient maps and shit and how they keep moving all these different lines, that was them claiming stakes to land. But we know for a fact our people was already in those areas calling them what we was calling them before they even came over here and started doing this bullshit. So this is one of them take it up with a grain of salt type situations because it gives us an idea of what they were doing, but at the same time, these are fictitious lines. So you know what I'm saying? They making up shit,
y'all were
but the
doing,
ones
right?
that we know for fact that of them carving up our land was in those treaties. So all these nautical maps and shit, like we know they don't really hold that much weight compared to the people that were still in these areas when Spain tried to claim shit, when the French tried to claim, even with the British and shit. Like we got to think about all the shit that they was doing as far as their international shit that was moving all of these different lines while we was still here defending our shit, and they was moving lines over our land. You dig? So we just got to keep things in the perspective and not really like be like, oh, this is what it is, because we see that shit change damn near map to map. So who are we to say that that's really the true and exact shit, you heard me?
well, I'm gonna put it to you like this: when you read these runaway stories, bro, these runaway stories correlate with exactly what this map say. Cause it's the same way all these Americans was running when they was running from America around the Gulf of Mexico into the islands, down around the river of Orinoco, up back through Central America, down through Mexico. So guess what? In a lot of people's ancient texts, especially most of these Freemasons, they call the United States Mesoamerica. So when I be showing people what I be showing people, I don't be saying that nobody personal family history or how they folks has said and seen things was going, but we be talking colonizer history. See, now when we talking genealogical history, that's a total different history, bro. And you know, me and you talked about that the other night, and y'all broke something down to me that I ain't even understand. Remember about Louisiana?
Hey, but
So you already got so you already know if I'm teaching it.
Hey, look, let me say that real quick. Let me say that real quick, Papa. Just to add to your point, you know what I'm saying? You had folks like De Soto, right? Who would, I say, be one of the first known conquistadors that traveled and mapped out the Southeast. You know what I'm saying? And he was a conquistador. You feel me? So like, just based off of that alone, and you see he labeled and followed his ventures based off of the land titled Hispaniola, is what he put in Florida. You know what I'm saying? It's what's on his journeys. Now the shit is that when you look though and you see those different chiefdoms, oh yeah, that's based off of what they was told. You know what I'm saying? They going off of that. You feel me? So next thing you know, we dealing with, I say, Walter Raleigh, right? Let's take the Soto and compare it to Walter Raleigh. Walter Raleigh come and they recognize the Old English. Recognize it. They recognize it. The second time they came, you know, the first time they came and they got lost. The second time they came about, they recognized the Old English. They weren't speaking Spanish. They recognized some folks that was speaking Old English. So then you gotta ponder, well, what the fuck English was Walter Raleigh them speaking if they was speaking Old English? And they recognized that shit from them people that got lost. And it was like, oh, these the folks that was lost. This is our colony. I bet. So that was the British. All right. Again, the Soto now came through here first, mapping out these damn chiefdoms, looking for the 7 cities of Xibalba, which is the 7 cities of gold. I mean, that's what the fuck.
When we look at it, bro. When we look at it, a lot of people can't give.
So that's how the British helped us.
No, bro. What I'm saying is, listen. When you really look at, let's look at the Seminole Wars, for instance, or let's mix the Seminole Wars and the Harriet Tubman story together, because that's really what it is, right? The Seminole Wars really lasted longer than what people like to say they did, because if you think about it, you got the Revolutionary Wars that started way back in the late 1700s, and every 5 years after that, another war popped off until you got to the teen 1800s, and every year a war happened after that, right? All the way into the Civil War, a war happened, bro. From the east all the way to the west, from the west all the way back to the east.
That's the clarification.
Bro, can you...
French helped us, British were enemies.
The French helped the U.S., okay? Keep that in mind. When you say us,
Listen,
say us.
Can I ask? I wonder, have y'all looked into enlistment and enslavement? Look into that. When you enlist into WAR, basically is a terminology of enslavement. Just wanted to throw that out there.
So would you consider the Windrush of enslavement?
Huh?
The Windrush. You know what the Windrush is?
Yeah, I know what the Windrush is.
So would you consider that as enslavement?
That's not what I was saying. Can you hold on for a second, okay? Then you can ask me again, because
okay,
I was actually going somewhere. I can actually pull it up for y'all.
Anyway, like I was... Oh, my bad, cuz I didn't know you were still talking about. Bro, listen.
No, just go ahead.
How the British helped us was, bro,
look into it,
when the British came, guess what the British did? They helped end the war. And they helped end the war. See, if you really pay attention to it, right? They say black folks didn't get paid during slavery, huh? They say them folks ain't get their 40 acres and a mule from the government either, but somehow, some way, black folks was able to have $57 million taken from them by the government and over $300-something billion worth of acres around by the 1990s. But they owned that much land during the 1820s and late 1800s. And it's all the heirs property still today if you go look up the Heirs Property Act laws right now, right? And so when we talk about slavery, we have to realize before the British came, the French doesn't have a real history of enslaving Indians in the United States because the Indians in the United States were rebellious. Only thing the French and the so-called Spanish could really do was set up church missions and do good business with us, because other than that, we got violent. Have you ever heard of Don Luis Velasco or the wars of the Spanish and Yamasee wars? You know why they don't talk about the
Wait,
Spanish
bro.
and Yamasee
You
wars?
said the French. Wait, hold on now. Before the Louisiana Purchase, who owned Louisiana?
The Spanish. The Spanish only gave the French the Louisiana French quarters. That's why the French don't own that nowhere else.
See, but when we were hit,
The United States bought the
like
Louisiana
multiple
Purchase.
times with multiple names, but they all still affiliated with the same people. So it's like we got hit in every corner. So while stuff was going on, like these are the same people who already planned the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, because the British helped, you know what I'm saying, like set up the melanated men when they went to the wars. That's why it was a lot of friendly fires.
Okay, so in the comments, they asked, what's the Windrush? The Windrush happened in the 1940s, where they took people from the Caribbean to the UK into South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Mississippi, and Louisiana, if you didn't know what that was.
Them same people might have came from a lot of them
It's
places.
all within the Americas, though.
You heard me?
But
Them
the
same
one,
people might have came from them places though, bro. Because if you
No.
really know the history of like the Haitian Revolution, bro, them people was coming from out of Mississippi, Louisiana when they got dropped off down there fighting them folks.
But
Some
they
of them
were
folks,
even
I
people
know
from-
it's Jamaicans that live in Augusta right now, bro, where I stay. They family is from here, but they full-thrown Jamaicans. This lady had to tell me one day, because I was asking her how she get all these houses in this neighborhood, this historical neighborhood I just moved out of, right? And she tell me literally, she say, my folks are from here. I was like, you a Jamaican though? She was like, well, during slavery, my folks got sent to Jamaica from here. We been owning this right here. I own the land and all. The man that stayed in the house next to the other houses she owned the land under his house, bro. Like, so a lot of y'all be thinking, oh, they shoot some African. No, if you really read, they say they brought slaves from Brazil, slaves from the Caribbeans, and they shipped Africans into Brazil. So when they were shipping other motherfuckers out of Brazil, they were shipping people into Brazil.
It's
So
called
a lot of y'all
removal
that's from
settlements.
Brazil and the Caribbeans were getting put out of your homes. And y'all was going
bro,
back
I
to
know,
take your homes.
I know that, bro, because
Okay,
my
then,
family
bro.
comes from.
That's
my
all I
family-
was really stating, bro. And the British, if the West Indies wouldn't have been what it was at that particular time, including the United States, bro, trust and believe me, bro, a lot of people would have lost more than what they was the way them foreigners was rocking. Remember, we got hit from 7 sides by 7 countries.
Hey, but this the thing. This the key point. The British lost the revolution. They lost that bitch to
And
the
in
U-
order to get back in
Look,
good, guess
they
who they
lost-
had to link with? The people that owned the land.
Well, look, and not only that, right? They lost that bitch to the U.S. and the French. Now Canada, right? Because he just highlighted they had to get back right with the people of the land. Now the thing about Canada is that they recognize, right, the first ones, like the 6. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how many? So here's the shit. That recognition is what they call or consider anyone that fall below the tree line. All right. So anyone that fall below the tree line will be considered First Nation. This is what Canada consider First Nation. Okay. Now the tree line, that tree line is the Appalachian region. That's the
Yeah, mountain settlements too.
Yeah.
That's the interesting shit. The tree line is the Appalachian. The Appalachian is all the way down to Florida.
South Carolina and all that too.
So therefore, bro, what we saying is, bro, like we know people personal genealogical and they ancestral chiefdoms and towns got its own story. But when we talking colonizer stories, we gotta kind of tell it the colonizer way, because if we don't correct the colonizer story, then somebody gonna keep saying based on our genealogy, none of that shit is nothing that we was ever taught.
Yeah, but I just can't agree with.
Can
I
anybody
just
say
can't
I'm
agree
wrong
with
about that
British
part?
help.
Yeah, you
British
goddamn
help.
Americans. You ain't fucking Canadians. Okay, you're Americans. Period.
No.
I'll fight anybody that says you're not.
Canadians is really Americans too. Before it got
You ain't no goddamn
But the
Canadians.
Canadians ain't got nothing to do with Ireland either. That's I understand where you.
Oh, trust me, I know Ireland don't got nothing to do with America either.
Well, hey, well, guess what, bro? How about when the Franciscans was mixing with those indigenous Canadians back then? They created something that the Europeans was calling the Celtic blood Irish.
Yeah, but I can't fight everybody.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
You ever heard of? Hey, you see this? What's in my this emblem that I got right for my photo? It say "Going Native," the Irish as the black in the Indians. You ever heard of that story?
Yep.
No,
Hey,
like me.
hey, look. So
You should go read it, my
Hey,
boy.
look.
Because how can the Irish ever play a black person unless he's a Vitiligo nigga?
I would never say that word, but
Come again?
I said I would never say that word.
How can an Irish ever play a black man unless he's a Vitiligo
the
nigga?
out of Africa theory and all of that other stuff, like these natives and stuff, are like it's not even.
Oh, okay.
It's not even that. These are what they call Maghreb. I mean, they have mountain settlements. You know, when they talk
Show
about
me
a
a
lot of
Native
floods.
American that can move to
Hold on,
Europe.
hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Oh, my bad, cuz.
No, what was you about to say though?
So can he show me a Native American that can move to Europe and be labeled a black American or a black person?
I mean, come on now. I mean, to be labeled as black is a construct. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't even getting that until when?
No, I'm just saying, you know, because the
What I
text
can
really
tell you is
says
that I fought in Afghanistan for about 4 years as Marine Corps infantry.
Okay, well before that, before the natives was wearing feathers, they were wearing turbans and hijabs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
feathers.
I'm very well aware.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm just talking the truth. That's it. You feel me?
No, I feel you.
My cousin said he'll be back. Come on, y'all. Let's tap the screen. We should have been at 50K.
Hey, but crossing 22. I just want to let you know you're a recessive disorder, bro. That's all I want to let you know.
I'm recessive.
You're a recessive
I'm a Cancer.
disorder.
What?
I'm a Cancer.
How did we get here?
Essentially, what you just said to me.
You're a recessive disorder.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer. I got you.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
That basically means you come from me.
You a more? Y'all there?
Nope.
Come on now.
Look, there's a black man that can procreate you, but you can't procreate nothing else but yourself.
Okay, brother. Well,
because you said earlier that white people done so much for black people. What is it, bro? I'm trying to figure out.
I never said none of that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You did earlier. You said
I said white people did a bunch of shit for black people. Are you sure you got the right person?
Yeah, I got the right person.
I don't think you do, homie. I never said none of that.
Yes, you did.
Come on, brother.
See, now look at the comments, bro. They saying yes, you did, bro. Go look.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure there's gonna be outliers for sure.
I'm just trying to figure out what you did for us.
I never claimed shit. Never, not once. So, sorry.
See, yep. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Yo, I'll be right back. I gotta pay my phone bill, man. Damn. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be back.
All right. What's up? Anybody else wants to come up? Wow. I just found some found some Indians or somebody. Remember, I was telling you, Alabama people out in Alabama classified as mulatto or Indians. So yeah, that proves to be true each and every time.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Not much. I just seeing who's all here, who's still here. We got let's get the 50K, y'all. So the Cruz family.
News. I don't even want to get into you, brother. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't even have the ability to mute you.
What'd you say?
I'm super insignificant in this conversation. I'm not the guy that's muting you.
Anybody got something to add? Come on, y'all. Let's go. Hype up. I mean, it's Saturday.
All right, so I'm gonna push it. I could prove that I'm Native American because I'm born in New York City. And if you're born in America, you're native to America.
Where your parents from?
Oh, they're from the Caribbean.
Oh, where in the Caribbean?
Grenada and Dominica. And I got roots in I got a lot of East. Huh?
Yeah, we fought there.
Not Dominica, not Dominican Republic. You see the green flag with the bird on it? Yeah, the one in the south.
Yeah.
No, the Hispaniola is north. That's Haiti. So we're like 380 miles from South America. We're like Guadeloupe, Martinique. All right, 21 Savage. All right, 21 Savage. One of 21 Savage, I think his mom's from Dominica or something, or like Dominica or something, or
Anybody got any questions for him? Oh, Dominica is different from DR. Okay.
Which part of New York you in, bro?
Yeah, we actually used to barbecue them people. Like, it don't matter who it was, because like you see how big Venezuela was.
Oh, Dominica is different from DR. Okay.
Which part of New York you in, bro?
Yeah, we actually used to barbecue them people. Like, it don't matter who it was, because like you see how big Venezuela was. To fight. We have to fight in the rain for umbrellas.
Okay. I'm in Flatbush, fam.
Yeah, so you already know.
Yeah.
You already know. So we used to take sneakers. We used to date the girls and take their sneakers. And then when their brothers come through, we try to just be friends with them and everything. So yeah, bro, like I don't know, man. The military saved my life, dog. Like, I'm just telling you, bro. That's a reservation too, Brownsville. On a reservation, dog.
You live on a reservation, you said?
Yeah, Brownsville, Brooklyn's a reservation. This is where MOP from. Where Zab Judah from. You ask Yazir about Brownsville. People from the Bronx go down there, they have to tuck their chains and everything like that. It's a lot, it's like 24 projects. So it's the most place on the East Coast of America.
It's like the most melanated place in Brooklyn, basically. If you ever visit.
I think I heard of Brownsville too. I think I heard of Brownsville too. I just never been to the East Coast.
Starlight City is a reservation too. They built the projects out there, Starlight City, on top of a landfill, so people getting cancer and all that stuff. Yazir know about that.
Brownsville is a reservation. What reservation again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Brownsville's a reservation.
basically the original name is called Weeksville. It was named by this black guy in the 1800s, where they were all free slaves, and he built the community up. And then when you go on Long Island, you got like the Shinnecock. It was named by this black guy in the 1800s, where they were all.
Wow. Them boys.
That were settlements and stuff was happening too, or was okay? So they went in the 1800s to rebuild it. Is that kind of like the story with Liberia?
And then they just basically built their own community. And like with the Shinnecock Indians, like the whole entire, like what it is, the Shinnecock Indians, like the whole entire Long Island is basically Shinnecock. And if you go on Long Island, you'll see that every county in Long Island has a indigenous name. Like you have Suffolk County, Nassau County, Hicksville, all of that stuff is straight Indian. But we just don't.
Yo, and Kings Highway used to be called the Highway of Kings. My father would tell me that when he first came there, like a person that told him about the indigenous tribes, like traveling from East New York, like from Crown Heights to Brownsville, New York, like from Crown Heights to Brownsville to like Flatbush to Midwood. You see that's the original, because you see the blocks in New York is like straight, but two places where it's like original. That's Broadway, and that's Kings Highway, or the Highway of Kings. My father's, he's like in tune with, he's a spiritual person too, and he would tell me in the building I grew up in, like he heard some stories like before that was there, like it used to be a lot of indigenous like encampments there and everything too. So like him and my mother would see certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like feel certain things, you know? Especially like if you just like had a baby there or something like that, it'll be like a lot of like, I don't know, like it'll be peaceful activity, whatever, but like you can still see like the Indian presence. I stayed in Jacksonville, North Florida, and I actually stayed in a old Indian burial grounds, and I only lasted like 5 years there. I had to get out of there. Like the energy was just turned up.
Jackson is actually mad real though, to be honest. That's where all the Seminoles are.
You had Fort Caroline, you had the Calusa, the Tequista, you had a whole bunch of tribes we don't even know about. Florida had buffalo and beavers. They hunted on.
I want to walk. She always walks with me.
What's that? Wait, y'all be coming up with y'all mics hot as hell. All right, who else? Honest Trumper. Let's see. We got Honest Trumper. What's up?
Yeah, so why do blacks want to be anything but African? I just want to know.
The same reason you're hiding your profile picture.
Oh, yeah, I just like Donald Trump.
The same reason Trump mothers from England.
Right, so that doesn't really answer the question. Can you guys prove that you're indigenous to America?
How about where are you from? Hold on, one sec.
Chill, y'all. Let the host get it for a second.
Yeah, just ask me a question.
Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from California.
Where your parents from?
California.
Where their parents from?
California.
Where their parents from?
California.
Where their parents from?
California.
What year did your parents get to America? Your family get to America?
Oh, we always been here. You know, we
No,
was
you
kings.
had no, you haven't. Get off my stage. Why do y'all waste my time?
Yeah, see, we was kings and
Man, this is a Spaniard. That's a whole Spaniard. Hey, and I want to tell y'all, boycott Cinco de Mayo. We faced a lot of racism, the Mexicans, and Cinco de Mayo is a celebrated victory from Napoleon III. This is colonization over Mexico from 1861 to 67. So like boycott. Eat none of that. Like make your own burritos, tacos, enchiladas, empanadas, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, why are the trolls so uninteresting?
Yo, what y'all?
I said the trolls are just so uninteresting. Like they're not even funny.
I'm just right here. Hold on.
We got what's who else we got? I just blocked him. Hierarchy. Who is this? Just get Honest Trump out of here. Yeah, like get him out of
You
here.
know what's crazy? They be wilding out because like their panels is like dried out. Like Elon Musk destroyed their people, so like their rooms is dried out and people losing their farms. And I think it'd be good for us to like save up some money in their farms. And I think it'd be good for us to like save up some money, look on, like get back, get some of them lands, because they're gonna be selling it for pennies on the dollar. They lost the USAID. China ain't buying their soybeans. The trade war's hurting them. China buying stuff from more stuff from Mexico and Brazil now. So the roadway is open. If we could just save some money, I wouldn't even trust the markets right now. I'm a big crypto dude and everything, whatever, but Bitcoin might be going up, but it's so much trade wars up and down. It's India and Pakistan fighting their nuclear powers. Like it's so much going on right now, y'all. Like it's like you need sentiment. You need like we got no steam. You know what I'm saying? So save y'all money. Cash is king. And I'm telling y'all, look at the government surplus.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna wrap it live up here, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through.
Sit upright. Reset edge, yeah. We can't waste time. We gotta reset on this. I feel like. Unc looks handsome today. No, dude, I feel kind of ugly today, bro. Because my hair. Look, I need to get a haircut, dude. My hair is like not passing the vibage check right now, bro. I feel like my hair grew so fast. Let me rephrase that. I don't feel ugly today. I feel like my hair is just too long already. And I need to tidy up. Like, you know when you feel like you need a haircut? That I have that feeling right now, chat. Here's your gameplay. Okay, let me rephrase what I was saying, chat. I don't feel ugly today. I just feel like I feel untidy. Get it real short? Yeah, I might get it shorter. Okay, yeah, this is a reset, bro. No Bastion. Resetage. Are you looking good? Don't worry, bro. I don't know, dude. Everyone uses Genimod? Yeah. I use Genimod. Beard routine? Honestly, bro, I was just blessed with brown man jeans, and and I got nice beard, but that's both a blessing and a curse because you know, a lot of hair, lot of hair. If I go bald and booking a flight to Turkey, you know what's funny? Like 2 years ago, this map looks disgusting. I will play it. F it, guys! Exclamation mark play in the chat and join the marbles race. What's it called? A Turkish hair transplant doctor was like, "Yo, can you do a brand deal? We'll give you a hair transplant. Make a YouTube video." And I was like, "What? What? Really, Maya?" I'm not joking, bro. Thank you, TikTok about that. I appreciate you guys. Guys, shout out to freaking Hornbowls Chornbowls. Bro, this shit's fire, man. 100 calories, 10 grams of protein, chocolate bar. So good. He's bald and told 3 people that have hair. That's going at night. That's good. Not sponsored, by the way. Not sponsored. They're $4 each. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Damn. Yes, Tyrone. Twitch only. Hi, Mandy. Thank you for the follow, Book Nerd. Chat, stop saying I'm not sponsored by them. I swear to God. If I was sponsored, I'd tell you. I think a Galaxy costs $10, but it gives a creator $5, I think.